and it's in the pyramid text. But these guys is deciphering the Medunetta. Europeans can't tell me what my ancestors wrote in that thing. It's like saying the Perti Meru, the book of chapter coming forth by day. That's not what it means. It's the chapter coming forth by the speed of light. We're talking light now. We're talking science. We're talking protons, neutrons, electrons. We're talking subatomic particles. And that's what you was talking about, dark energy or dark matter when I first came in the conversation. That's what I'm just shooting around the world. So I got to make sure I triangulate you. I got to bounce you off the triangulation just to see how competent your comprehension in your mind, because I can't be talking to people who can't fluctuate their cosmic thoughts. And then, so all I'm trying to do is give you a foundation in my act. I'm watching right now the beast of outside Clive Cows having Reggie's on there, and they're all talking. You know what I mean? So I'm saying there's just so much confusion out here, and everybody's laughing at us. Everybody's laughing at us because we're still doing that same stupid shit, and we're doing black on black crime. It's endemic. It's endemic to our cultural spirituality. You know what I mean? And we need to comprehend the cosmic thought. Now, if everybody could just send me I don't even want a donation. I don't want no help. I don't want no money for you guys. But if you send me your email address, I'll forward you a PDF file copy of my book so you guys can catch up. The book's been there for 40 years. Nobody will address it and bring it to the table, because if they do, they lose their job. Because our community comedic priests, they're all fucking hustlers. They're pimps and hustlers. Don't bring a pimp game to an old pimp, okay? That's shit I did back in the fucking 50s, okay? It's a new age order here. Don't bring a pimp game. Hey, I ain't say nothing about pimping. Pimping ain't easy. I know that. Pimps up, holes down, punks in the trunk. I know that story. The OG game. I'm just talking about this is a cosmic time. We just passed through a 26,000 year cycle around the phenomenon of precession. Got nothing to do with that zodiac European shit. I'm talking about pyramid information. And we just dawned upon the great golden age of Mahanapi astrology, the age of Aquarius. They know that. Dogons and the Mayans said it's the end of the world. They didn't say it was the end of the world. That's the Europeans' concept of that. It's the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. We're entering into the year 15 right now. We're 15 years into the new age order. Okay, we just completed a 26,000 year cycle. You're the only one that, the few in existence who is able to say that. You're so fortunate and advantageous right now to be living right now, and the powers of the universe are being transferred, and we can't receive it because we don't know how to tell freaking time. We're stuck on that Gregorian calendar. So the Kemetic people, so hold on. So the Kemetic people say that this is 6,766 Samat which is the most ridiculous temp game I've ever heard, because you just counted backwards using the Gregorian chronological timeline as your geodite. So you just use your slave master's timeline to count backwards to find your origins and your future, which is that's the incarcerated mind to the utmost, and made it sound like it was slick. You know what I mean? You can't bring that type of game into my forum, into my realm, because I'm from the temple. I'm not going to allow it. And I'm not on black crime, but if you come around me and you present that to me around a group of people or the world audience, you're throwing yourself under the bus. I'm not going to throw you under the bus. You're going to throw yourself under the bus. But when you land up under the bus, I'm going to step on the gas pedal and I'm going to put it in reverse. And I'm going to run you back over 3 more times. You know what I'm saying? Because it's unnecessary. We can't bring this into the new age order. And first of all, we can't go in there with you hot dick ass motherfucking niggas. You know what I mean? We need some feminine energy. This ain't no P. Diddy party. We ain't fucking at Epstein's Island. We need the feminine energy to balance everything out. We need balance. We need balance. Okay? We need balance. We got to respect, but the females have to be up to that level, but we need it in the forum. It has to be there. There has to be a perpetual existence with the feminine and masculine energy so that we can proceed in a futuristic Ma'achian way in balance. You know what I'm saying? But in this form right here, I like to just say that. So I was to get you back to that Dark Energy thing. They have listen, man. You know how they do about Dark Energy? Just Google CBI, cosmic background radiation. Google COBE. You guys are scholars. You doing your due diligence. Okay, all right. Now Google JWST, James Webb Space. Okay,
At James Webb
so
Space Telescope. Oh yeah, we're
right.
the electromagnetic messiahs and messengers. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know that. So now, yeah. Okay, that's good because this way I don't have to go back and down. I don't have to degrade myself to that level, and I can bring the elevation of the conversation to a higher level. I appreciate that, Steve. Do I. So the prevailing model is the Big Bang, right? That's called the cosmological constant. That's NASA. That's LePlanck and NASA, and that goes with Stephen Hawking. Okay, and Stephen Hawking goes up on Einstein. Don't none of them have a grand unification theorem. It's in my book, The Cosmic Gates. That's good. But the ancestors got it written in freaking stone already. You know what I mean? I'm saying.
They do.
So
You're right.
it's in the it's a, all the time. You know what I mean? All the time. Exactly. But I don't get more. I mean, I get excited when I'm around my brothers, but now I just go up to this level. I just like to bad the pieces. Something just told me to come into this. I see it something. You know what I'm saying? But I was on SideNet all night last night, man. They finally got me on SideNet. They wore me out. My voice is already gone. I was in my healing with my keys and shit, trying to get my throat together. Y'all got me going back in. I get passionate. I get passionate, you know what I mean? But listen, my Shebas, I'm honored to be on your platform, honored to be in your presence. I hope that we can be here today again and that we can build on everything. But if you need a, a PDF file copy of my book, I'll send y'all a copy. Man. You guys need that. You did?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop
It's,
mine back there too.
just drop it down there and I can send it to you right now because I'm 71. I got sometimes my brain don't remember shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, if
Yeah,
you can,
mine back there
oh, I
too.
see it. I got it. It's in the resistance. I got it. I see it too. Good. I'm gonna send that off to you now. And it's my honor to be in your presence, my Shebas. Y'all have a prosperous day. I tune out.
Good,
Hotel.
bye. Okay.
Peace, hotel, peace. And every day we run into somebody who can relate. Right up top.
And bye. Bye. Mhm. Well,
Yeah,
once you,
see, they looking for us to be out here making noise. You need to be worrying about us when we silent. You know what I'm saying? Because when we silent, we got that motherfucking bat symbol in the sky.
right.
That Naga bat symbol in the sky. Go to symbol and Naga from around the world on yo.
And once he figured out niggas understood, right. But people, people, yeah, but peep the conversation though, right? And it's also a one up for niggas, right? He had still been on his phone if he felt as though niggas didn't understand what he was talking about. Or he would have left
Right.
in a different way. You feel me? Like I can't talk to you niggas. Like you feel me? I think I know, bro. So he'll talk to your ass condescendingly. Know what I mean? if your ass ain't where you
Hey,
need to be,
hey, no, oh, real talk. I done seen them in action too.
right? You feel me? So, know what I mean? Like, yeah, niggas definitely where they need to be. It's just, you know what I mean, cool that, and I'm pretty sure he feel that way too, to see motherfuckers under him, you know what I mean, still maintaining the knowledge and information on that level. You feel me? We just ain't running around putting comedic names on it. I will rock out with
Right,
that
right.
shit hard. The only reason why I don't rock out with that shit hard is because of the people that represent it. Like even dealing with old head that was just on the phone. He's stressing my act, right? It's not original comedic thought. Know what I mean? So to talk to me, know what I mean, on a superior, know what I mean, level and to be saying certain things is a trigger for me. I know my act didn't come until like you feel me the fourth, bruh. Bruh,
Nah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. So let a motherfucker have it. Let him have it.
right. But in the back of my head, I'd be like, yeah, you feel me? Any given Sunday, nigga, I could squash you like an ant real quick. How you panicking? That's the same thing I did to Hootie when he first came around. Me and JJ was just talking about that shit the other day. I think in this group. P Ratchet. I mean, we need to enlist some knowledgeable ratchet motherfucker.
Hey, hey, I got a knowledgeable ransom motherfucker on demand.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Respect yourself. Yo, I wasn't there for none of that. I wasn't there for none of that white woman shit. Yeah, I wasn't there for none of that white woman shit. I just heard about it type shit. And the thing that I don't like about that, from what I heard, and I wasn't even there, I ain't seen none of the interaction, none of that, bro. Just from what I heard, right? It showed a great weakness amongst a large group of black people when one white person comes into the room. Like you can't even put your feelings and shit in check long enough to motherfucker have a decent conversation, and even figure out where the fuck motherfuckers coming from, where they at with certain shit. None of that type shit. Like I would have waited around for that just cause like I don't wanna if I'm gonna attack you, I don't wanna attack you for general shit. You feel me? I wanna attack you for your own personal views, like you feel me, like I
Right,
did with the bitch Ingrid. You feel me? I sat that
right.
bitch down in the chair, nigga. She do not fuck with black people at all, type shit. You feel me? At the end of the day, but
But look, the crazy part about that, bro, is like, you know what I'm saying? It was three white women and a white man saying fuck the white man, and that triggered the whole room. It's like that was crazy to me.
because you can't say that, only we can say that.
Right,
Right.
right.
All right. All right. Well, yo, niggas need to get the fuck Niggas need to get the fuck away from that black anything, bruh. First of all, you have to understand, I don't give a fuck how many black people scream that shit. See, black people screaming that shit at the top of their lungs, right? That wasn't something that was in this conception made by black people type shit. Those are facts, bruh. Bro, we gotta stop being. That's what I said. Like, bro, like niggas live their whole life reactive, bro. Niggas ain't never active. Niggas' whole lives is reactive. Like the shit crazy. But the thing about that is, it ain't just niggas. It's everybody at the American paradigm. Like, you feel me? And as soon as motherfuckers understand that, you feel me? At the end of the day, the better shit it be. Cause I don't give a fuck. And that's one thing you could say about pale skinned people, bro, at the end of the day. They could fight wars against themselves for hundreds of motherfucking years, bro. When another motherfucker come along that's potentially stronger than them individually, they will team the fuck up. You feel me? Handle their differences later. Right. You feel me? Until everything get back the way it need to be and shit. Like, but we don't understand that shit, bro. And that's a big reason for the propaganda, the black white separation in America at the end of the day. First of all, we gonna name motherfuckers something that's irrelevant because it don't exist, right? And then we gonna create a whole thing behind it just because motherfuckers are different shades of motherfuckers. Like, this shit weird, bro. I mean, granted, shit happened due to the stances of that and shit, you feel me, at the end of the day, but how many years you gonna let go by in your life talking about some with you old and you not gonna do this because you feel me? A lot of people is just surviving because they don't want to do too much for the quote unquote system that's oppressing them type shit. Like, bro, you gotta survive, my nigga, at the end of the day. I mean, it's times and places for those types of conversations, but you feel me? You can't get stuck in them paradigms. That's why we as a people always in the talking phase of shit. We ain't never in the active phase of shit. And when we is in the active phase of shit, it's reactive. It's never active. We're not active.
Yo, humble apology. Humble apologies. I just sent out all the
Peace.
do I? Humble apologies, Sebas. I just sent out all the emails. If you could just check the emails, so if I didn't miss somebody, I don't want to miss somebody. So I just sent them out with the MP3 audio recording and the PDF files. And if I got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4. It was and 4. Jetty. I just want to make sure I got everybody in the room there, so I didn't leave nobody out. Okay, I was like, I'm not favoring nobody. Okay.
Yeah, no, you got me,
Yeah,
brother.
I got both though.
Okay, do I. This way here, boom. Hey, listen, I'm gonna let you
Appreciate that.
know.
Thank you, man.
I want to let you know, man. Huh? No. Let them people pay. Let them send some money to the. I just gonna sign that. I see there's money like a freak going around this freaking joint, man. And these motherfuckers just giving away money out here. Yeah, you know what I mean, they told me if I had Cash App last night, I could have made $1,000. I made like $80 yesterday. I don't have no Cash App. All I got is PayPal, man. I was like, shit. No, I got banned off of there. Some shit. I was sending some money to freaking Ghana, and now I'm fucking what do you call it? Washing money and shit. I don't know what the fuck they got me for. Anyways, yeah, I know. Someone just told me that. Listen, when you read the book, okay, listen, it's a temple book. It's the cosmic thought. So I know I had brothers say I read every book in the world. I crossed the 7 seas. You know, well, okay, all right. Listen, just read 2, no more than 3 chapters at one given time, and let the mind. Okay, then come back the next day because it's gonna oversaturate you. It's the cosmic thought. Now maybe you guys are superhuman warriors, nagas. You know, I can't say, I can't judge, I can't measure. I'm just letting you know, an ordinary person. They need to just read 2, 3 chapters at one given time and then come back again. Okay, my brother? I know you guys say I read 500 pages in one night. I know, I heard it. But this is the cosmic thought.
I'm gonna read
I
the
know.
book like 3 times before I even have anything to
Exactly.
say.
Yeah, I did not write this book. I did not write the book. The book is written by my brother, the high priest, Richard B. Wallace, Rasaris Rumasura. My contribution to the book is I do all translation, realization, schematics, chromatics, and chromatics, schematics, and illustrations are in the book, and the translation and realizations. That's my book. That's my contribution. Okay. I'm just a humble scribe of my temple. In my temple, I wash floors and clean windows. Okay, just to let you know. Okay. I put my pants on the same way everyone else does. But I want you to know when you read that book, it's gonna send you above and beyond everything else, and it helps you put the pieces of the puzzle. It's all type. We got cornerstones, we got casing block, and we got an apex, we got a tekken. You understand what I'm saying? It's all parts of a pyramid and the puzzles that we have to put together. That's just a humble offerings to everybody. All right, my Sebas?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Okay. Atunra, Hotel.
So he's a one of the left groups of Nuwapian. Right. Book. Yeah, the book even
That boy
it,
even look like Kasu.
bro. Nah, if you feel like they know the metal netter, then it's other people out here because York got his understanding of metal netter mostly from fucking what's the dude that did the whole
Right.
because they don't want to do it because the way he went about translating it was through the motherfucking Niger Caliphonic. They don't want that shit to link to that shit. They
Yeah,
don't
'cause
want it
once
to
you
link
do
to
that,
that so much that they changed the naming and grouping of that shit.
yeah, I'm about to tell you, because that should bring Niger Congo into play and all the Bantu dialects, all that shit. Fair
Right.
game then.
Word.
Man, I can't fight no country that's putting Tupac on their missiles with Illuminati. You know what I mean? I cannot see myself fighting against a country who putting pictures of Tupac on their missiles and writing Illuminati across the motherfuckers. I can't do it.
Right. Right. Yeah, like it's just
Hey,
little
you
pieces of
over there on the stream yard, or you gonna play it over here? About to go jump over there. I had to switch to the laptop.
yeah, yeah.
I'm about to go hop on now.
Yeah, just little bits and pieces of stuff that's I mean trickling out. And the thing about that is the things that's coming out and the magnitude of them things is history as they told us can't stand. You feel me? On the footing that it's standing on, right? With things like this coming out. You feel me? Because it is no place for that to fit in. You understand what I'm saying? It's when you talking about like the Jim Crow and you feel me? That I can understand how some of that stuff came in like later in certain places, know what I mean? But there's a lot of fear mongering, man. It's the same thing I said about the reset, man. They got everybody thinking cataclysm and things of that nature when it don't even necessarily have to be like that. You feel me? Like I said, first time in recorded history with the next generation dumber than the last generation.
Right, with greater access to information.
Right? Is this computer shit, bro? That's exactly what it is. The computers, man. And nobody had to be imaginative no more in a particular way. You feel me? No, nobody gotta um draw their own conclusions, right? You could just rely on a machine to do all that for you.
Man, I ain't been on this. Y'all couldn't hear me this whole time?
Nah,
Nah, nah.
Hell no, I've been talking like a motherfucker, bro. I was wondering why y'all wasn't responding.
yeah, that's why I was just talking because there wasn't nothing going on. You heard?
And I thought it was funny though, cause I'm like, how you put me on the stream, but he ain't up there.
Right. So here's the thing, man. So, what you posted about the black Republicans, right? I keep on trying to explain to people what we lost was the Black Republic. Like y'all keep on thinking it's this other shit. No, nigga, you got self autonomy and self rule took. Once they destroyed Fort Negro, Fort Morche, Battle of New Orleans, all of them joints, all that type of shit. After all of that shit, the Black Republic basically got dismantled. Like they niggas don't understand. It was a black. We had the South. We had the South. The South was ours. It was ours. Like ain't no. And then when Thought posted this video, that just reconfirmed everything that I've been fucking saying for fucking years. Like nigga, y'all keep on talking about the slavery in 1616. Y'all keep talking about that shit. That's one thing. That shit didn't even last that fucking long. That shit didn't even last that long. When they destroyed the Black Republic, that is a continuous operation, nigga. That operation has not stopped to this day. It's still going. And like I keep trying to tell people, we not colonized. We not colonized like y'all think. We not completely whitewashed like y'all think. Because if you was, you wouldn't see this red, black, and green flag. You wouldn't see that green, gold, and red flag. You wouldn't see it. We wouldn't be talking about African Americans and Hebrews, and then we wouldn't be talking that shit if we was fucking colonized. We wouldn't even give a fuck about that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, no, nigga. A lot of motherfuckers is colonized. Niggas just ain't it. Do we have a lot of badass habits from being over here with white people and living their lifestyle? Yeah, but that still ain't us. That still ain't us. And I think this video right here is gonna hit it on the head.
Years after slavery ended, over 1,500 Black Americans held elected office and governed the South better than it had ever been governed before. From 1865 to 1877, during Reconstruction, Black politicians didn't just participate in democracy, they perfected it. Hiram Revels became the first Black senator sitting in the same seat Jefferson Davis once held. 16 Black congressmen and hundreds of state legislators passed laws so progressive they wouldn't be matched until the 1960s. These formerly enslaved people established the South's first public school systems. For all races, they created hospitals, expanded voting rights, and built infrastructure that white supremacists had never.
Okay, so boom, right there. Y'all heard what he just said? They created schools, they created infrastructures that was for everybody. It wasn't just for niggas. It wasn't just for black people. We were a black republic. We were not a racist state. We ain't never been a racist state. We ain't never been racist. And that's why I keep on trying to tell people, like, y'all gotta kill that fucking racist bullshit. That's not really us.
Yeah, we ain't hate people.
Us being in response to motherfuckers being racist to us, but that's not really us, bro. And we ain't gotta be like that.
That shit hinder us from doing a lot, bro. Because as long as you're running around hating, you feel me, your head is in a particular fog. You can't think clearly through shit. You feel me? Because you thinking with the hate and the anger, not logically. You feel me?
Right. And it's like, you see, they building infrastructure, they're building government programs to help people and all that type of stuff. Like this is our legacy. Our legacy is that of progression and building and defense, agriculture, like this, innovation. This is our real legacy, bro. Like the bullshit they keep feeding us. That's not y'all legacy. Y'all legacy is when they get to talking that Tartarian shit. Y'all niggas are the Tartarians. Y'all the ones who create all the fucking high technology. If it wasn't for niggas creating shit, America wouldn't even be the technological powerhouse that it is today. So it's only what it is because of you niggas. It's only just because of you niggas. You niggas made the United States what it is. Like somebody asked, when black man gonna get an army? I said, we already got one. They're like, what? I said, it's called the U.S. Army. The United States Army. Nigga, that is our army. What the fuck is you talking about? That ain't no army. No, it is our army. Just because you don't know how to use them niggas don't mean that they not ours. Go look at them. Nigga, most of them niggas is niggas. That's our army. It is. You know, I'm just, I don't know. Like I said, I just want to just pump this shit up because I really believe in the Black Republic. I believe in Black nationalism. I don't believe Black nationalism means death to the white man. I don't think Black nationalism, Black power got anything to do with hating on other people or other races. If that's what it means to be an FBA, you gotta hate every motherfucking body and everybody's secondary, somehow superior. If that's what it means to be an FBA, man, you can count me out of that shit too. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, why can't we just be good motherfucking people? Why we just can't be good ass humans? Yeah, we black politically, but I'm saying, nigga, we are really good people. We ain't got no history of enslaving people. We ain't got no history of doing other countries bad, other nations bad. We ain't got no history of that shit. As a nation, we ain't got no history of that. So I'm just saying, right now, we a clean, pure nation, and if we get our shit together, nigga, we really could be like the moral police of the planet. Can't nobody tell motherfucking African Americans what's right or wrong. Nobody. Because ain't nobody bust shit, stop nothing, drop nothing on our behalf. That's why I was telling niggas the other day, that whole Iran shit. Nigga, Iran sending Black Americans a fucking letter talking about we ain't gonna do this. Man, that's fucking propaganda, man. Don't listen to that dumb shit. Nigga, what was the motherfucker? Nigga, did they send a hypersonic missile when Mike Brown got clapped up? Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, nigga, the list go on, nigga. Ain't not am country, not nobody did nothing. Not no sanction, not no embargo, no nothing. Not no blockade, no nothing. So, nigga, I don't want to hear nothing about Iran sending letters. Fuck Iran. And that's just
the only two nations I even remember speaking out on that shit was like the Philippines and your boy in South Africa, that Julius Malema cat. Other than that, motherfucker was silent.
I'm just saying, Iran ain't been saying shit to Black Americans.
Right.
You ain't keep that same energy, bitch. You ain't been saying nothing to us. But man, I'm smoking. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been acknowledging us, ain't fucking with us this whole time. Why is it that you get in it now that you into it with the United States, all of a sudden you got words for niggas? And we supposed to act like that's not a political ploy, like we supposed to act like that's not a ruse? Nigga, stop fucking playing with us, nigga. We the black man. We've been chilling with the white man for 500 years. We know all the tricks of the trade. That shit stink. That shit stink. Take that shit back. I hope fucking Trump level that bitch just for playing with our fucking intelligence. Just for playing with our intelligence. The fuck? Niggas need to grow the fuck up and start thinking, using their minds, using your brains. Think about that. Every fight, every war we ever got in, the enemy said the same thing. It's not your enemy, black man. Go home. The black men, they all said the same thing. They even did it in Germany. They dropped leaflets over niggas' heads, telling niggas to go home. This wasn't they fight, and they over there killing you at home while you over here fighting for them. Like they did the same thing. But guess what? Not a German plane dropped not a bomb on fucking Washington or anything in the United States for the liberation of fucking black people. So that's all cap. You can drop as many leaflets as you want. It's all cap. Because if you felt that passionately about some shit, nigga, you would have jumped stupid, but you didn't. Because it's just some political shit to say to niggas. And we just supposed to take it. We just supposed to believe it. Huh? And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm old gun ho with the United States. I already told y'all niggas don't have the same interest as the United States of America. But at the same time, there's still our host country, nigga. And I'm not a motherfucking traitor. I don't know. Red, black, and green ain't no traitors. And if you talking about doing some shit on the homeland, nigga, it's no holds bars with me. But that's just me though. Y'all niggas could help the enemy if y'all want to, but I'm not with that shit. And when I say enemy, I'm saying anybody who's willing to attack us domestically nationally, you want to attack the people of this land, nigga, yeah, it's up. And I hope everybody feel the same way. You know, I mean, like y'all, nigga, the hypersonic missiles don't have no bypass mechanism, so it don't hit black people.
Well, I think everybody that's melanated over this motherfucker that fall under the pseudo demographic name of black should motherfucking get up and help nobody do nothing unless you have incentive on doing so.
On
right?
God.
Because
On
like
God.
you said, ain't nobody don't do shit for us, never have done shit for us at the end of the day. So for niggas to come and be wanting motherfuckers help on some shit that ain't got nothing to do with, I'm not listening to all the propaganda. If you let it happen to them, then you're next. Like, fuck out of here, bro. At the end of the day. How about this? They've been trying to do shit to us since we've been over this motherfucker. Like, they ain't bring us. If we gonna follow that narrative, you feel me? At the end of the day, what the fuck is we talking about? I mean, I ain't doing shit. Motherfucker ain't going, motherfucker.
And then, look. And then, cuz, like, think about how diabolical that'll make the black man look if we did knife the white man, right? Who would trust us after that? What nation would actually trust us after that? Like, why wouldn't everybody, like y'all think that all of a sudden decades and decades of mental fashioning of niggas being thugs and killers and
then,
shit is going
real
to somehow
talk,
erase?
you feel me? But that just might be my complacentness. You feel me? I don't think motherfuckers ready to live under a different type of paradigm.
Nah.
Outside of anything that we gonna create for ourselves.
Ain't nobody gonna be able to rule over niggas but white people.
That's what I say. Ain't nobody come help you when you need help. If you feel compelled to help a motherfucker when they ask you, remember when you was at your lowest.
Yep.
And who helped you and who didn't help you. You feel me? At the end of the day, what we talking about? Because ain't no country gonna be sending me no motherfucking, a whole country, nigga, ain't gonna be sending me no motherfucker let us talk about no shit. You understand what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just saying. We
I'm
reject that shit. Like you fighting the nigga. You fighting the nigga who house I stay in, and I mean it's really my house, but this nigga got big guns, right? So you fighting this nigga, but you talking about blowing the house up though, and I live in the house. This is my house that you talking about blowing up.
Word.
Like how that work?
I always come to find out, right? That shit even weird too. That's why I be going like the fear thing. Whenever another country talk about bombing America, they're never talking about bombing the land, regardless of if they say land or not. They're talking about bombing embassies that are in their land type shit.
Right. Stuff that's over there.
That shit even weird, right? Nigga, you should have been got them shits the fuck up out of there. You shouldn't even did what the fuck you did to even get in there to begin with.
Right.
What are we talking about? What you was fighting an enemy that they created. They came to you and said, get down on some Benny Siegel shit. Y'all said, nah. Instead of shooting you in your face, they went and created an op for you. Right? And then they the only one that could defuse the op. So they got everything they wanted and more. Like, niggas don't understand the game, bro. We can see that on surface level. I think there gotta be some other stuff going on.
Yeah, man. Hold on for the hit play on this video so we can finish it.
Ever bothered with, but white terrorism enslaved people established the South's first public school systems for all races. They created hospitals, expanded voting rights, and built infrastructure that white supremacists had never bothered with. But white terrorism couldn't tolerate black excellence. The Ku Klux Klan murdered, intimidated, and burned their way back to power. In 1877, a corrupt political deal withdrew federal troops.
Okay, so y'all gotta listen to the words that's being used, right? he said they murdered and blah 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 they way back to power. What does that tell you? Back to power.
It was a point where it wasn't in power.
Oh, right. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all, because we had the South. The South is ours. That's the land that was taken from you, was the Southeast United States. That shit was taken from you. I'm not saying we ain't had lands in other places, but I'm saying the majority of our ancestral lands is down in the Southeast. Like some niggas. Okay, look, I want to point this shit out too, and I'm just gonna say this, and I know this is completely off topic on some thought, cause would you tell these niggas where the Blackfoot Indians are originally from? Do you know? I think, like, I heard a lot of people say
Canada and North Dakota are like,
yeah, I heard people constantly say that they got Blackfoot Indian in them, and I always scratch my head because I'm like, the Blackfoot Indians are pretty much like almost 1,200 miles away. They're like 1,200 miles away. Like the majority of the epic center, they whole little Coat tribe and shit, is like up there in Canada, on the east. It's like northeast, fucking United States, but like southeast. I mean, no, what is that? Southwest, northwest America, but it's southwest Canada.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like they come from way over there. How did all you niggas get Blackfoot Indian in you niggas when y'all come from the Southeast? I don't know. Like, that's just always been weird to me. Like, cause I know the Blackfoot Indians was not part of the Trails of Tears, right? They was never part of the Trails of Tears.
Not that I know of.
Right, and why would they be? Because their homeland is in the West already, right? I don't know. We gonna have to remind me later. We gonna have to revisit that point, because there's a lot of niggas out here stunting in front and riding and sliding. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that shit, you know what I'm saying? They be trying to latch on to these niggas, but you ain't gotta latch on to that bullshit when our ancestors got their own. We got our own. You feel what I'm saying? And we had our own republic. We had our own system of doing things, right? That rivaled what the white man was doing, right? And like, you could say, oh, well, that's, you know, y'all using these stuff and whatever. I'm saying, whenever you leave black people alone, we form a black republic every single time. And I'm not just talking about melanated people. I'm talking about African Americans in general. Like, if you leave
over here in the Western Hemisphere
alone, they're gonna create a damn society. They're gonna create a republic. It's automatic. Like, I don't know. Every last one of our gangs is modeled after republics. The system of governance. All of that stuff is modeled after Republican form of government, bro. And that's all I'm saying is we got to click clack, man, so we can form this shit up. Because right now is the time. Because right now, they making a stance. They posturing up. They saying, we wasn't there when slavery happened, so we don't owe you shit. Okay, so you wasn't there when the Indians got their land took either, but, huh? Right. Now, I wasn't alive when Pearl Harbor was bombed, but y'all still pay reparations though, don't you? You see what I'm saying? So like, nah, we not gonna play them fucking games. We not playing them games. And not to mention all of the domestic terrorism that black people been going through, systematic terrorism that people been going through. Even if you don't want to bring up slavery, how about just plain old destruction of private property and the death and the injuring of black people in general? We ain't gotta go all the way back to slavery, cause just living around you, getting brutalized by you just in general is enough. I mean, like, do y'all feel what I'm saying? I mean, like, help me out.
Hey, you are absolutely
He was
right
look,
about that. Just look back the past 100 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people keep on want to bring up slavery and I mean all of that. I mean, like that's cool, but I'm saying like even right now in modern time, in just from 1965 to 2025, right? I'm saying black people are still being brutalized, marginalized, and systematically punished through the system right now as we speak.
Right.
They just hung niggas. They just hung a nigga not too long ago.
Right.
They chopped up a brother, chopped him up in pieces. What are y'all talking about? I mean, like, man, look, I'm gonna finish this video.
But white terrorism couldn't tolerate black excellence. The Ku Klux Klan murdered, intimidated, and burned their way back to power. In 1877, a corrupt political deal withdrew federal troops, abandoning black politicians to lynch mobs. Then came the final insult. They erased this entire era from textbooks. Why? Because 12 years of black leadership had proven that white supremacy was never about capability. It was always about control. Did you know that for 12 years after slavery ended, over 1,500 black Americans held elected office and governed the South better than it had ever been governed before? From 1865 to 1877, during Reconstruction, black politicians didn't just participate in democracy, they perfected it. Hiram Revels became the first black senator.
What do you say, Hiram who? I ain't never heard of dude.
Hiram Revels. I done heard of him before.
All right, let's look him up. Let's look him up. You know how we get down. Not the shit. Hiram Rebel. Yeah, I want to read this shit. I can take off. It don't matter. Let me see if I can blow it.
Hey, that's it, cuz. I'm on the phone.
Oh, hold up. I was trying to make it big. I'll read it. Let me see. It says Hiram Rhodes Rebels was an American Republic. You hear that? He was an American Republic. We're gonna scratch that. We're gonna scratch that word out and just put American. He was American Republic, right? Politician, minister, educator who became the first African American to serve in the U.S. Senate. So he became the first African American to serve in the U.S. Senate. You leave niggas alone, we're gonna form a republic, and we do it every single time. We ain't forming gangs. We ain't forming none of that dumb shit y'all always trying to tell us that we are. This is what niggas really about. You know what I'm saying? Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished, and this is how we do it, man. Through politics and legislation and law, the rule of law. You know what I'm saying? It says representing Mississippi. This is a black man representing Mississippi. Look, this is a black man representing Mississippi. I want y'all to get that in y'all head. Like, nigga, the South was ours, bro. The Klan and all that white supremacy bullshit. That's what drove all of that stuff out. That's what killed the Black Republic. We wasn't willing to be like them. So now we just trying to fit in, blend in to fit in or whatever. It said he was representing Mississippi from February 1870 to March 71. So he was only in there for a whole year. It says during Reconstruction, he filled the seat for the previously held Confederate President Jefferson Davis. Right? Hold on. If he filled the seat of the previous Confederate president. Think about that.
Right. That went from one extreme to another one.
I'm just saying, like, okay, so that means that he was a president. He's really a president. If he took the previously held seat of the Confederate president Jefferson Davis, dude was a president. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they ain't gonna give him the full accolades. You feel me?
Right.
Like, you gotta do your own research, come to your own conclusions on things.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what historians do. Then we make our own narrative, bitch. Fuck you talk about. Key aspects of Haram Rebel's life and career. Early life education, born Fayetteville, what is that? Fayetteville, North Carolina. He was educated at Beech Grove Quaker Seminary, Drake, what is that? Dark County Seminar, Knox College. I can barely see this shit. Hold on. It says Civil War service as an ordained African AME, so he was an AME. And hey, look, I got mixed feelings about this AME shit because they was against that whole back to Africa thing. I don't know why, but they was. Like we had a chance to get the fuck up out of Dodge and we could have took it. But they voted against this shit. Like you gotta go look do your own research on that. It said
The thing about that's wild crazy and shit, you feel me? Like you gotta put shit in perspective when you got a large group of motherfuckers like you confronted with know what I mean, something, and you could supposedly go back to a place that, know what I mean, you from or closer to there, and you get a large group of motherfuckers that's like, nah, we good, right?
I know, and that's why I said I can't be too mad at him. I'm just saying it's just kind of crazy.
But we gotta get down. We gotta get down to the bottom of that thought. You know what I mean? What that reasoning upon? Like, you feel me? Like, because if you got a chance to go back and do some shit, you feel me? Granted, you twice removed, 3 times, 5 times removed type shit. You feel me? But from my understanding, they sent niggas over there and set them up to the point of where niggas became cruel dictators over the people up until recently, where they had to get niggas the fuck up out of there as far as the ruling party. You feel me?
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't niggas want to go back? Like, what was going? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, shit couldn't have been so much to the point of what motherfuckers is talking about. You feel me? And niggas decided like, oh yeah, nah, I want all of this action type shit. You feel me? Especially when niggas had audiences back and forth. You feel me? That could tell niggas like, oh yeah, they set us up proper over here. You feel me? Y'all should come over here. Niggas like, nah, we staying here. So how much of the history of the period that they telling us is accurate to where you get a large group of motherfuckers and then eventually become position holders to call shots? Like, that's not even no heard of shit, especially not in the South. According to how they tell us history. I'm thinking all them independent wars and shit of that nature didn't take place the way they saying it took place, man. A lot of them wars had to do with people on land, period. Not no outside parties, outside of the motherfuckers that came over here. Type shit, to an extent. You feel me? I mean, we know factual, the shit was inhabited by at least 2 other different groups of people outside the people that was here prior to the Spanish getting here, you feel me? And you got writings about this shit. You feel me, more or less, and then we got evidence of them being here. You feel me? At the end of the day, like, I don't know, this is a lot to think about, you know what I mean, when you cover shit like that.
It says Civil War service. As an ordained African Methodist Episcopal minister, he helped recruit 2 black regiments for the Union Army in Maryland and served as a chaplain notably fighting at the Battle of Vicksburg. Okay, again, like, and this go back to what I keep saying. We keep fighting in the white man wars, but we never getting nothing in return for it. Nigga, you recruited 2 black regiments, basically human resources of the Black Republic of our nation, right? And you lent them to the Union Army for nothing. We didn't nothing got put in our treasury, no nothing. You just sent them in there to fight for motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about them. You see what I'm saying? Like we gotta start thinking about it like that. Like it ain't like we got resources, but what we got is human resources that the United States government need use all the fucking time. And all I'm saying, they should be paying a stipend to the Black Republic for using human resources, using our people for their wars and in their industries and whatnot.
What if the Union Army was us, right? And the thing promised the niggas that fought on the other side against us was what they got over in Africa. Just to put some shit into perspective.
That's deep though.
Cause niggas I don't give a fuck what niggas doing, bro. It's not nothing being gave up for nothing, right? It's just a story, the narrative on how they telling us the story ain't put together right. Type shit. But, I mean, obviously it's not. You feel me? You got niggas in Louisiana who law-making abilities and understanding of infrastructure and how to go about it wasn't matched until the 60s, nigga, the 1900s. Come on, almost 100 years later. And I'm pretty sure they based some of their shit upon what them men they still set up.
Right. No, I feel that. I mean, and like I said, the possibility is there. I mean, like we speaking on it now. That's how you know it's real. U.S. Senate Chincher, elected by the Mississippi State Legislature. So you see that Mississippi State hired him. His arrival was heavily contested by Democrats. By who?
White Democrats.
White people.
Huh? But but all y'all black people, y'all swerving down by the Democrats.
Right.
Huh?
Even though they've been fighting us and undermining us every step of the way.
They've been undermining us the whole damn way. And I asked your same Democrat politicians and all of them motherfuckers, ask them about reparations, how they feel about it. I bet, hey, man, look, this is why I keep on trying to tell you. The people like, oh, you gonna vote, nigga? Yeah, I'll vote, but my vote can only go towards a politician who is pro-reparations. If you're not pro-reparations, meaning reparations first, before we talk about anything, nigga, that shit's on the table first. We don't care nothing about foreign policy. We don't care nothing about none of that other bullshit, nigga. We don't care about the borders. We care about reparations. Now, let's talk reparations first, and then we can talk money. After we talk reparations and money, nigga, then we can talk possibly helping you with borders. Because I honestly don't believe no black man should be fighting in no wars outside of the national borders. None, not one. If you fight in a war across borders, your families ought to be automatically taken care of, and that's with or without your ass coming back alive, dead, whatever. Nigga, that ain't got nothing. Your family being taken care of ain't even got nothing to do with you, nigga.
That's my thing with the whole war aspect, though. Like, I don't give a fuck what color you is, right? If a man go to fight for something, he should be able to have a piece of that something that he went and fought for at the end of the day.
Man. You keep what you kill, man. It's only right or else why is you fighting?
Right. Like, you feel me? I'm not fighting for you to dictate how I live my life type shit. I ain't fighting for me to beg you to take care of me. Like, yo, I had an uncle, right? That fought in the war. He was my great uncle. He wasn't my uncle. He was my people uncle and shit. Right? And this nigga used to be crying at night, bro. He walked around with 2 fucking oxygen tanks, my nigga. Like, or how much he had to go through with the VA to get them to do the shit they supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I got army people in my family, motherfuckers pushing it. Like, I will never go fight nobody's war, bro. Like, you see how many motherfuckers out here on the street with PTSD and all that other goofy shit, and they ain't got no nothing for these motherfuckers. In fact, they a problem type shit. You feel me? Like, that shit wild, bro. I don't advise anybody. I don't give a fuck. They have to go fight nobody's motherfucking war. At the end of the day, if you can't take part in the bounty type shit, there ain't no need for you to be fighting.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if we don't get nothing out of it, then like, why are you fighting? Like, I don't understand that. Like, we don't get nothing out of the political anything. Like, yeah, they just took Venezuela. We don't get no gas cuts or nothing. Like, you got nothing. We just went over and took from people's shit.
Yeah, in fact, gas went up, and they telling us some
gas went
bullshit
up.
about.
Like, and not only that, it is rumors about the government watering down the gas, so you spend more.
That's available.
They're gonna drop the gas prices, right? But at the same time, they're gonna water the shit down. So you're gonna use 3 times as much gas as you did before, but it's cheaper. At the same time, it's fucking up your engine,
Right.
forcing you to have to go get a new car.
Yeah, because they keeping the good gas for themselves while they at work.
That's the reason why they don't want to fix them electric cars, bro. They could fix them shits. They could make it to where them shits could run off. You feel me? But they not. Especially for the prices that they charge you for that shit. You feel me? But they not. They gonna have you hung up in between, motherfucker. You thinking you beating the system and paying more on electric, motherfucker, or you bouncing back to petrol, nigga, and spending 3 times. What you say? Three times as much. 3 times as much, nigga.
3 times as much. If you was only spending motherfucker $60-$70 a motherfucker a week or some shit, nigga, your ass gonna be spending $250.
Especially in America, where we got this race car posted on regular streets.
Man, look, and that's why I'm just saying, like, we all need to be thinking about alternative things. That's why I keep trying to tell people, technology is the mother of liberation. Who is it?
Right.
Hold up, cuz.
Oh, that's fact.
Yeah, technology is the mother of liberation. So it's like, if we having all these troubles, then we need some type of technology that's gonna liberate us from it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to start looking towards that type of stuff.
But you know what's crazy though? Because
Come here, cuz.
when it's word terminology, right? Because the fix could be something very simple, but because you said technology, right? We skip over the simple shit and go directly to, you feel me, quote unquote technical shit. I mean, and shit don't always be like that, at least not for me, right? I think motherfucking if niggas let go of the shit that we think we need and hold on to the shit that we need for sure, then a lot of shit has changed. You feel me? We gotta just be willing to give up our creature comforts, at least to some extent. I mean, they ain't natural comforts anyway, so.
Yeah, man. Like I said, this shit's wild crazy, right? Because we want to do better for ourselves, but it seems like the more we try to do, the more the more ridiculously covert their means get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, he was contested by Democrats who argue he was not a citizen for the required 9 years before the 14th Amendment. He was seated on February 25, February 25th, 1870, after a 48-8 vote. During his term, he fought for racial equality and integrated schools. After
Where you
his
from?
Senate, huh?
Where you from?
Where it say he from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. The first president. Let's say he served. Okay. Legacy. He was a strong advocate for equal rights defense. Okay. All right. We got all that shit. Let me see if he got a wiki page. Where your wiki page is, brother? Let's see where your wiki page is. You ain't got a wiki page. You probably got a wiki page. See if we can get something in depth on it. Yeah, man. That's the God though, man. But if y'all really like look deeper off into their whole concept of a Black Republic and us going back to self-governance, self-rule and whatnot, man. Like that shit's important. But it was something else I wanted to show y'all niggas too, man. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Y'all keep it rolling real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find this. You hear me?
Yeah, niggas gotta get back to some. Cause what niggas been on so far ain't been it. We probably gotta use our commodity too at the end of the day. I mean, everybody else using it. And start taking bidders, man. Everything down to the vote. You heard? Especially a motherfucker that's already in office. You feel me? You got the power right now to do whatever, you feel me, at the end of the day. Fuck a promise if you get back in this motherfucker. What can you do for me right now?
Right.
And that's how we need to approach things. You feel me? At the end of the day. We need our own senses, all that shit. Like how they got, we need to have all that information about us. We need to...
Man, we need that shit bad, bro. Like our own medical, our own research and development companies. Like we need our own science firms and law firms. We need all that. Every aspect of life you could think of, we need it. Like down to manufacturing, distribution, down to the lowest, scummiest jobs. Fucking trash man, fucking waste haul. Like we need all Black everything. Like. For real, like niggas gotta form up, man.
Yeah, you can't be self-sufficient without it.
Bird. Motherfuckers want to talk to the Black body, nigga. You talk to a board. We'll get back to you in a month. Word up. We'll get back to you in a month. Right. That's how long it's going to take for us to reach our Black community across this land. Word. Type shit. And we'll let you know what the consensus is on that. But while we wait on that, what can you do for us right now, nigga? Like, the fuck? Niggas gonna be saying, oh, look, want a handout. No, ain't no handout, nigga. It's crazy that I got a jockeying position for shit you owe me. You feel me? I'm jockeying in position for you to give me some shit you owe me right now. Anything that you give me right now will just be taken off of the IOU. You in arrears. Any colored man out there understand when I say this, nigga. You know when you owe that child support, nigga, and you in arrears, nigga, you ain't even start paying on your shit right now for real that you got from today forward, nigga. You paying on the arrears.
Paying on the interest. You paying on the interest on the arrears.
You heard? Like, what the fuck is we talking about, nigga? That's the same thing that's going on right now. Look at it like child support. Although niggas ain't nobody children. You heard? Word up.
I'm finna switch it up. Hold on. I want this nigga just said some real ass shit. Hold on.
If they never asked for your side of the story, then the side they heard is exactly how they feel about you. And that tells you everything you need to know. People who truly care will seek the truth. They'll come to you, ask questions, and try to understand. But those who jump to conclusions, who accept rumors as facts, were never really on your side to begin with. Never explain yourself to people who are already dedicated to misunderstanding you.
Right.
Some people don't want the truth. They just want to believe what fits their version of you, what fits their narrative. No matter how clearly you speak, they'll only hear what they want. So stop exhausting yourself trying to be understood by those who choose not to listen. You owe no explanation to those who never gave you the benefit of the doubt. Protect your peace, guard your energy. The ones who truly matter won't need convincing. They'll see your heart, your intentions, and your truth without you having to defend it. So let them talk. Let them believe what they want. You just keep walking in your truth, because at the end of the day, the people who are meant for you will always make the effort to know the real you. If they never asked.
If you mix raw honey with a pinch of cinnamon and swallow it before bed, your body burns.
Hey, that was some deep ass shit, bro. Like,
Nah, for real, that's real though.
that was some deep shit. I was like, shit, nigga, I had to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like watching the reels, man.
There is a Japanese legend that says, you meet the people you're meant to meet. Not by accident, not by chance, but by something your soul agreed to keep. Some will come to heal you, some will come to break you, but the ones who stay through both are the ones who are written in your heart. There is a Japanese legend that says, you meet the people you're meant to meet. Not by accident, not by chance, but by something your soul agreed to keep. Some will come to heal you, some will.
You haven't been hugged in so long you forgot what's safe.
A woman told me once, she said, don't think you're the only one getting tempted because you're a man. That's not an excuse. She said, we get tempted too. We get tempted all the time by taller men, men who make more money, men who look better, bigger. I said, okay, all right. Okay, I get you.
Absolutely. Feel ugly. Absolutely. And, you know, women have dealt with that too. A lot of times, you know, we've heard women in abusive situations because the man has the money and they don't. You know what I mean? You know, it's just when you have the money, there's a certain level of power that goes with that. And you have to learn to be the bigger person and accept the responsibilities that you took on.
Bro, it sounds crazy.
A lot of people,
but,
not just women,
right,
but men and women.
It might sound crazy, but my rationale reasoning, right, is that bitch is a bum, right? And she'll rather stick around and get her ass beat, right? So she don't have to do shit for her own self like she a fucking child, than to get up on her own too and go make some shit happen for her motherfucking self. And that's a mental thing, right? Something wrong with that. Like, the fuck is we talking about? The man should not be doing that, absolutely, but we're not gonna put that off on that nigga, right? When you have the chance to go. Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
But let me show y'all what $1,000 paint job gets you, bro. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm running another $1,000 paint job, cause dog, bro, y'all told the inbox up. I ain't gonna count. But let me show y'all the work quality for $1,000 that we gave out. You know, we did three cars, and I'm talking about they booked the same day. I ain't gonna count, deposit it all. But check this out, bro. Like, bro, this is black. This customer want to go black. Wish his car was red, bro. This glass. $1,000, like, come on, hey. Dog, I'm talking about, you can see my face. I'm handsome, you did. For real. But I ain't gonna count, dog. $1,000, you can't beat it, bro. You can't beat it. Who else finna give you $1,000
it looks
materials? Come on, twin.
What you think, Thought? I mean, come on, Chad. You the car man, cuz. What you think, cuz?
Well, how the paint look?
Yeah,
It look wet.
it looked wet. That's what I said. Shit look wet. Look,
When I'm gone,
$4,000,
don't bring
that's a good
flowers,
price.
don't shed tears, and don't travel miles just to say goodbye. If I matter to you, show me now. Send the flowers today. Spend time with me while I'm here. Love me now. Don't wait until it's too late.
But bitch, I say what I want, I'm a Mac. I walked up, I said Jesus was black. She said, what made you say that? I said, bitch, somebody had to make crack. I said that dope in the project. I treat my bitch like an object. Me and Jesus, man, we just caught a body. Me and Jesus, man, we just popped a molly. Me and Jesus, man, we pop a G6. Me and Jesus, man, we don't give a shit. But bitch, I say what I want, I'm a Mac. I walk.
all right, man. Come on, man. What's y'all reaction to that, man? I need some reactions. That was wild.
I didn't even hear that shit, cuz.
Oh, hold on. Don't worry. I'll play it back again.
Up, I said Jesus was black. But bitch, I say what I want, I'm a Mac. I walked up, I said Jesus was black. She said, what made you say that? I said, bitch, somebody had to make crack. I said that dope in the project. I treat my bitch like an object. Me and Jesus, man, we just caught a body. Me and Jesus, man, we just popped a molly. Me and Jesus, man, we pop a G6. Me and Jesus, man, we don't give a shit. But bitch, I say what I want.
No, white boy, wow.
Bruh, what the fuck?
That nigga gotta be black.
What is
nigga.
up with the damn Rapunzel fucking lock of hair? Like what's going on, bro? Like niggas
So they going back to their Roman days.
cheap ass leather Michael Jackson jacket without the studs and shit. Like what the fuck is going on, man? Look at this dude, man. It's Eminem cousin.
Yo, it's crazy how much black envy going on out here, man.
Niggas authorize this.
See, look, bro, and this is exactly why black ain't a real thing, bro. This is the marketing is an instrument, bro. It's an instrument.
Bruh. This
Niggas
wild.
got black envy.
All right, bro, I'm about to hop off.
And you know how you know it's
The
different,
highest
bro?
form of
And this might
manipulation.
sound dumb, right? Niggas want to be black, but motherfuckers don't want to be niggas.
Right. Say
Real
it again.
shit.
Girl. Say it again.
Word up. Niggas want to be black, but niggas don't want to be niggas. That shit deep on so many levels. And the pun was intended, too.
Hey, look, we were just talking about this shit. Look.
I got this swerving shit from back. If you're just getting 5,000 hoping hurting you. Rolling with me.
You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day.
Unethical but legal ways to make fucking money, part 78. First, cross-reference utility maps with land deeds. Look for electrical transformer pads, those big green boxes that sit on implied easements. This means the power company never actually bought the dirt they're sitting on. Go on and buy that specific 100 square foot residual patch for $500. Once the deed is yours, you own the ground holding up the entire neighborhood's power grid. Here is the glitch. Serve the power company a notice of trespass. Without a recorded easement, their equipment is an illegal encroachment. Give them 72 hours to remove it or face a continuous trespass lawsuit. If they pull that box, 500 mansions go dark instantly. The utility company can't just move a transformer. It takes months of permitting and millions in rerouting. They have deep pockets and a legal obligation to keep the lights on. You offer a surface access lease for $10,000 a month or a one-time permanent easement purchase for $250,000. They'll call it a shakedown. You call it rectifying a title defect. They'll wire the money because the alternative is a PR nightmare and a total grid collapse. You aren't a saboteur. You're an infrastructure integrity auditor. The profit is fucking brutal. Follow unethical.
What?
Word.
What? Hold up. You know I'm following up on Buddy because he did. He said that was 78. That means
watching this nigga.
that means it's 77 of them we ain't heard yet.
Yo, he got a lot of wild shit too, bro. Like easily doable shit. Like you feel
I
me?
know, right?
Minimum effort.
Minimum effort, bro. Like I just want to put a little team together and like let's just implement some of this crazy shit and see where we go with it. See where we can go with it. That's a wild shit, especially if you do that shit.
You know we've been.
If you do that shit in like seven different cities.
Wow.
At one time though.
But that's crazy.
That's nigga, that shit got me thinking like a motherfucker. Like that. Nigga, that's easy. That $500, nigga, that ain't shit.
Word.
Who is it?
Neighbors out there. He wants to fight, and his son's out there, and he wants to fight you. Let's go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Little dude was ready.
Right.
Little dude was ready, like he was game time, nigga. Nigga, everybody, nigga, what son ain't been waiting on their dad to walk to the door like, come on, son, we finna go crash out on you.
Yo, on God, nothing.
Like, what son ain't been waiting on that day? And then to go do it, nigga, is wild, nigga. You know,
Right.
that's a father-son bond and they gonna never fucking break, nigga. Nigga, they went to war together, nigga.
Right.
6. Something vanished from American schools. Not prayer, not paddling. Etymology, the study of where words come from and what they actually mean. And the moment they removed it, you lost the ability to see the trap. Because when you understand what words really mean at their root, you start noticing that almost every word you use was designed to program you into accepting limitations you never agreed to. Let me prove it to you right now. There's a reason they stopped teaching etymology in 1946. Before that, every kid learned to decode words, to understand the hidden programs inside language. Then it stopped. Everywhere. All at once. They replaced it with memorization and standardized tests. Why? Because if you knew that understand literally means to stand under.
Hi.
Bro,
Do you or your loved ones suffer from a month?
Something vanished from
I tell niggas that shit all the time, bro.
Yeah,
to understand something means to be beneath the standard. The standard is where the shit is at. You feel me? If you understand it, that means that you not really getting it at the end of the day. You feel me? We're gonna need you to understand shit.
Yeah.
Niggas think it's a play on
Unethical,
words, but it's a mental exercise. Like,
Do
you
you
feel
or
me?
your loved ones suffer from a motherfucker in your face, and it's a lot of motherfuckers in your face that you really don't? Hi. Do you or your loved ones suffer from a motherfucker in your face, and it's a lot of motherfuckers in your face that you really don't want to have in your face anymore? Maybe you should consider trying Fuck Away From Me. With a couple sprays of Fuck Away From Me's patented Buster Be Gone technology, you won't have to worry about motherfuckers in your face that you don't want in your face. Fuck away from me and out of my damn face.
Damn.
Spray these busters.
Fail on Monday. The only way it's a failure on
Hey guys, I finished it. I finished it last night. I want to know what you think. It's growing. We mow it. Let's go. Hey man, stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. First I'm gonna cut that grass. And then what? Then I'm gonna get that cash. And then what? Solo dolo when I do my route. I don't even gotta shop, I park it all at the house. And then what? Bro, we mow it on all platforms. And then what? The take over now, you've been warned. And then what? Get that hating stuff all at your mouth. It's 2:45, I'm heading back to the house. Let's go. I see you looking with your looking ass. Catch growing, mowing, cutting grass, getting hella cash. They looking hella sad, they looking hella mad because I leveled up. Scared, get them bad. That Afro 2620.
What else? So unfortunately, I was attacked by her and her sons. We had a court date. I was jumped by them. No. So I'm suing for restitution.
Don't speak. You'll have a turn.
I'm suing for restitution for my medical damages.
Slow down. She owes you so far $800 for rent, November and December.
where she ate the steak. She lived there with either one or two of her children. So she had three people, either 2 or 3 people, occupying your residence without paying for it. That's $800 for the 2 months. And if she didn't like it, she doesn't have a place, go to a hotel, go to a shelter, go someplace else. I don't care. Understand this. I don't care. If you live there, you ate the steak.
May I
you
speak?
have
There
to
was
pay.
no steak. May I
No,
speak?
no, listen to me. It's if you watch, put your hand down. If you watch the program, you will know. If you go into a restaurant and you order a steak and the server brings you a steak and you cut into it.
If the steak is covered with maggots.
I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
But if the
speaking.
steak is covered with maggots,
It's just a second. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Then maybe you'll understand.
I
If you
do
cut
understand.
into a steak and you say, this steak is disgusting, I'm sending it back because it's covered with maggots. That's what you just said to me. It's covered with, I'm not eating it. If you send it back, that's fine. You don't have to pay for it. You could pick yourself up and walk out, and the waiter said, just a second, we made the steak. Here's your bill. You say, here's the bill, take the bill. I didn't eat the steak. But if you sit there and you cut into the steak and the steak is not good,
living in a home
tough,
is not
listen to me.
analogous to eating a meat.
Okay, you owe her $800. Now, let's get to the fight. The fight occurred on what date?
The November 29th, 2018.
And that was after she lived there for a month without paying rent.
Yes.
Now, what you did, according to what I imagine, because I've read both the complaint and the answer, it says that you cut out the Wi-Fi.
Yes, ma'am.
While she says, while her son was doing homework. That was the end of November. That was out of annoyance, irritation, whatever it was. That precipitated the fight. Is it a correct statement that the cutting off of the Wi-Fi by the plaintiff precipitated the argument between you, the plaintiff, and your son?
It is not.
What precipitated the argument between you, the plaintiff, and your son? Because you were all arrested by the...
She slapped me.
I asked you a question. Now is the time to talk. What she says that what precipitated the argument, because that's what she said here, was that she had cut off the Wi-Fi. Now, you said that was not the reason. Now it's the end of November. You haven't paid rent in November. So clearly that's the precipitation of pulling out the Wi-Fi. But what do you allege that the argument was about on November when everybody got arrested?
She slapped me.
She slapped you. You say that she slapped you.
She slapped me, Your Honor.
Good.
I have video. She slapped me.
Do you mean, is what you're telling me, I'm going to try to get the context, she just came up to you and slapped you?
No.
Well, what precipitated this disagreement?
She came through the door and...
Which door?
She came through the front door. She was humming her favorite rap tune. She came through the door, unplugged the Wi-Fi. My younger son, who is not here with me, he has PTSD.
So now, listen to me. He's not your younger son who's not here.
Okay.
Don't tell me what he said to you.
Yes, ma'am.
She unplugged the Wi-Fi.
She unplugged the Wi-Fi. He lay on top of him to keep him from coming out of the door after Elise.
No, just a second. Let's go slowly.
Yes.
She unplugged the Wi-Fi.
I came out.
She unplugged the Wi-Fi. This son went over to your younger son.
We were in the bedroom with the door closed.
She walked in the front door. You were in the bedroom with your younger son?
All three of us.
Just answer me.
Yes.
How did you see her then unplug the Wi-Fi?
He was playing a GTA or he was playing a video game and the signal went out. So the game stopped.
So you surmise that she cut off the Wi-Fi.
Malachi was...
Listen to me carefully. You and your son who's not here were in the bedroom.
No, ma'am. Signal interrupted, came across the monitor screen, and the game stopped. I didn't surmise. I watched it stop.
I was doing homework at the time as well, and my internet connection
I'm going to throw you out.
Hey,
Unethical ways.
Okay.
What y'all think about Judge Judy, guys?
I think they been the lady lying, obviously.
Oh, she already lied.
Her son trying to back her up, but he too emotional and shit. Like, he should just take a backseat to the shit altogether. But that be a thing too. Like, you can't even open your doors to motherfuckers and shit. You feel me? Because you open your doors to people and motherfuckers getting your shit and be acting like it's they shit. Like, you feel me? Like, you the visitor. Like, I personally haven't been, you know what I mean, through nothing like that. I'll be in jail because I fuck a nigga up. You feel me? But like that shit wild crazy to go on somebody else. I didn't. You ain't paying no bills, but you in here using every natural resource. Like, you feel me? Then you got kids with you on top of that. Like, that shit, like, be kind of crazy, man. That's why I said, like, motherfuckers gotta get their minds right, bro. Like, niggas be thinking about the wrong shit.
You know, they feel entitled. They entitled to that shit.
How you
Unethical ways to make fucking money, part 159. Step
Hold on, he said 159. Yeah, we most definitely going to do a channel, bro.
1. Find a local cult favorite restaurant that refuses to use delivery apps like DoorDash. These owners think they're too exclusive for delivery. Prove them wrong. Use AI to scrape their entire menu and branding in seconds. Step 2. Register a virtual brand on delivery apps under a nearly identical name. Mark up every item by 30%. You now have a storefront with zero overhead or staff. You're selling their reputation for a premium. Step 3. Here is where it gets dark. You aren't a chef, you're an invisible middleman. When an order hits your dashboard, your bot automatically places a pickup order at the real restaurant at the original price. You hire a third-party courier to grab the food and deliver it to your customer. You're pocketing a massive markup on every plate while the restaurant does all the cooking, cleaning, and labor. You franchise them without paying a dime or asking permission. If they find out, you're just a logistics service. You're the shadow owner of their hard work. Most of you...
Hey, bro. These motherfuckers doing that now with Jersey, like they got a full operating business type shit. Yeah, it's basically like you could order from like maybe 9 or 10 different restaurants, but it's not if you don't know that, it's presumably from them, but it's not from them. It's like 9 or 10 different restaurants that they actually getting the fucking food from. They just the ones you placing the order with them. They placing the order and the food getting to you. Cause I actually pulled up to the spot thinking, me and my girl was gonna go sit in there, and I get there and it ain't no pull up and sit in there. It's like fully automated type shit.
Bruh, that shit's diabolical.
So I know that shit's something, and they've been doing that for a minute, like, so, and people get shit from there, like, you feel me? So it's definitely a profitable business, I guess.
That's diabolical, bro. That's diabolical. Hold on, I gotta go to dude channel, man.
Yeah.
He not finna do me like that.
Yeah, he got hella tactics.
Step 1. Find viral YouTube videos from 2015 to 2018 with over 10 million views. Target product reviews or tech unboxing. Look deep in descriptions for links to official websites or custom landing pages. Influencers from that era often let their domains expire because they moved to newer projects. Step 2. Use a broken link checker to see which domains are available for registration. You aren't looking for content, you're looking for residual velocity. These videos still get thousands of organic views every month. Every time someone clicks that dead link, they hit a 404 error. You're about to fix that. Step 3. Buy the expired domain for $12. You now legally own the destination of a link in a viral video. Don't build a website. Just set up a simple 301 redirect to your Amazon affiliate link for the exact same product or a newer version. Step 4. Watch the zombie commissions roll in. You're hijacking the marketing effort and trust of a massive influencer without them ever knowing. You're getting thousands of warm leads delivered to your account for the price of a sandwich. You aren't a creator, you're a traffic scavenger. Stop making videos and start owning the links people already click.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Bruh.
man.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on, man. Now I'm finna get on some greasy shit real quick. Hold on.
It ain't greasy, bro. It's okay according to the law, nigga. It's morally wrong, absolutely.
Not morally wrong. What's morally wrong about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, I guess.
It's trash. It's trash.
I mean, it is somebody throwaway shit.
They let it go, but nigga, the shit still got motion.
Yeah,
Nigga,
you right.
no
Right.
different if you threw a radio away and I found it, right, nigga, and fixed the antenna or the power cord, nigga, now I'm using it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm a sleazeball.
Nah, you right.
Unethical ways to make fucking money, part 193. First, scout long-term parking in high-end complexes or private airports. You're looking for ghost cars, luxury SUVs covered in dust that haven't moved in months. These are often forgotten by wealthy owners or foreign investors who simply moved on. You're hunting for a high-value asset that is legally abandoned. Now, you aren't a thief, you're a lien specialist. Offer the parking lot owner to clear their abandoned inventory for free. File a formal notice of abandoned vehicle and start the clock. Under state law, you can now charge a daily storage fee of $100 a day. Next, send a certified letter to the last known owner. If they don't respond and pay your fees within 30 days, their legal right to the vehicle evaporates. File for a foreclosure of lien, and the DMV is legally forced to issue you a brand new clean title in your name. Finally, drive your $60,000 asset to a wholesaler or list it on Bring a Trailer. You just turned a $50 fee and a month of waiting into a massive payday. You're essentially taxing people for being too rich to remember where they put their toys. Stop paying for the ride and start owning the title. Unethical ways to make fucking money, part 193. First,
I like that.
unethical but legal ways to make fucking money, part 78. First,
No, I'm talking about like going to the airport and shit like that. Like I actually see that. Like you feel me? Like it's hundreds of cars that, bro. It's cars that I done mentally took a note of like 2 years ago that I could ride by and still see that same car, bro. Like at the airport type shit in one of the parking lots. They got that shit parked in the back of the parking lot, like the forgotten zones of the parking lot type shit. Same fucking car, bro. Been there for 2 years, my nigga. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I actually see that. Like you feel me? Like that'll work. Like,
we could put a whole. You could put a whole business together just acquisitioning this type of shit.
Word, because you look at it.
Shit, bro.
Worst case scenario, right? You get storage fee.
I know. I'm
charge
saying
the most. Charge the most you could charge the first day.
Business that just do these things, all of these things. We could just start a business that just does this shit.
Word.
I mean, the payback gonna be stupid.
Word. Yeah, that's what I said. Worst case scenario is you'll get a couple days, week storage fee. You feel me? You charge whatever the most you can charge.
That's just if we decide to do the one with the cars. Like this, that shit.
Yeah. I mean, looking at dude page, bro, you gonna definitely see a whole bunch of shit niggas could do. And it's gonna be really easy shit, like easier than this. Like you feel me?
Yeah, cause that one ain't that hard, but it's still some little loopholes you gotta jump through. But that
you gotta
unethical
find
but legal
motherfucker.
ways to make fucking money, part 78. Unethical ways to make fucking money, part 189. First, scrape state ABCC databases for inactive liquor licenses in quota-restricted counties. In states like Florida or Jersey, these are pure gold because the state won't issue new ones. Look for bankrupt bars where the owner thinks their paper is worthless. Now, offer the failing owner $5,000 cash to transfer the rights to your name. They get to pay their final bills, and you secure a six-figure asset that hasn't been available on the open market in decades. Next, pay the state's small renewal fee and revive the license. You aren't selling cocktails. You're selling the right to exist in the hospitality industry. In a quota state, your signature on a transfer form is the only thing that allows a new luxury restaurant to serve a single glass of wine to their elite clientele. Finally, flip that license to a high-end hotel developer for $150,000. They've spent $20 million on the building, but they are dead in the water and losing $10,000 a day in overhead without you. You're taxing their success before they even serve their first customer. Stop drinking the profit and start owning the glass. Follow Dirty Dollars.
Yeah,
Unethical ways to make fucking money, part 189.
Yeah, I'll sell it and get residual. I wouldn't just give it up flat. I need like 10 years of residual or something.
If I had the money to blow on this shit, nigga, I'd just sit here and do this shit all day.
I figure out a motherfucking bar that's going out of business and shit, because I definitely motherfucking.
Nigga, that's easy money, nigga. Easy money, bro. Like liquor, motherfuckers ain't gonna never stop drinking, bro.
Yeah. And you hear that? Like, they ain't even making no new liquor licenses in Jersey. You gotta get what's out there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Now, what that tell you? Because nigga, once you get into the liquor game, bar, lounge, and that type of shit, nigga, you set for life. You set for life. You ain't gotta do shit else but sell liquor. Motherfuckers don't drink for the rest of their life, nigga. Even if you don't have a bar, even if you just turn that shit to a little bodega, liquor bodega type shit, nigga, that motherfucker gonna make money day in, day out. It ain't a day gonna go by that motherfucker not gonna make money. God forbid you got weed in there.
Right.
God forbid you got weed and organic anything. Organic, nigga.
I'm gonna check into that.
That shit and the microgreens and all that shit, man. Them niggas, motherfuckers come to get them.
Unethical but legal ways to make fucking money, part 213. Step 1. Search the USPTO database for dead or abandoned trademarks. Look for iconic 90s or 2000s brands that went bankrupt, old tech, clothing lines, or record labels. If the status says dead, the throne is empty. Step 2. File a new application for that exact name. It costs about $350. You aren't just buying a name. You're buying the brand equity that another company spent $50 million building. You now legally own a logo that millions of people still recognize. Step 3. The print-on-demand glitch. Upload that legendary logo to Amazon Merch or Redbubble. You don't need inventory or shipping. When 90s kids see their favorite childhood brand is back, they buy it instantly. You're harvesting the marketing budget of a dead corporation. Step 4. The exit. Eventually, a venture capital firm will try to reboot the brand. When they go to register the name, they'll find you sitting in the captain's chair. They won't sue you. They'll buy you out for $50,000 just to clear the path. You're a legacy squatter. Stop building new brands and start scavenging the dead ones.
If I had 350 to do that one, that's an easy one to do. That's pretty easy.
Legacy.
He didn't have too many steps. That was kind of simple.
Unethical but legal ways to make fucking money, part 214. Step 1. Open a GIS parcel map and look for high-traffic retail stores. Specifically, look for the 6-foot strip of concrete between the public sidewalk and their front door. Often, the developer left this as a non-dedicated parcel. It's a legal orphan that everyone forgot to pay taxes on for 20 years. Step 2. Buy that worthless sliver of concrete at a tax auction for $500. You aren't buying a lot. You're buying a physical firewall. You now legally own the only ground a customer can walk on to spend money at that store. If they step on it without your permission, it's civil trespass. Step 3. Here is the dirty part. Don't block the door. That's a fire hazard. Instead, send a license agreement to the corporation's legal department. Tell them you're charging a pedestrian access fee of $1 per customer. Since they can't stop customers from walking in, they are effectively trespassing on your land 10,000 times a month. Step 4. Wait for the settlement. The corp won't risk a massive lawsuit. They'll offer you $50,000 for that tiny strip just to make you vanish. You just turned a $500 tax bill into a house-sized payday. Follow Dirty Dollars. Unethical but legal ways to make fucking money, part 213. Step 1. Search the USP. Unethical but legal ways to make money. Part 20. Go on Google and search the name of a small local business, a restaurant, a barber, a repair shop. Now click their website. Look closely at the domain. Every domain has an expiration date. Most owners never think about it because everything works. Until one day it doesn't. Domains don't disappear when businesses close. They expire silently. No warning to customers, no announcement. And when they expire, they become available to anyone paying attention. Now go on domain marketplaces and search for expiring domains. You'll find hundreds every single day. Real business names, real traffic, real digital identity. Here's what makes this powerful. Google still remembers the domain. Customers still search it. Old links still point to it. Trust doesn't expire when ownership does, but the owner forgot to renew it. The system doesn't protect history, it protects payment. The second it drops, you can buy it cheap, sometimes $10. Now you don't own the business, you own the name people trust. And online, the name is everything. Because on the internet, identity isn't permanent, it's rented, and whoever renews it controls what happens next. Unethical but legal ways to make money. Part 16. First, search your county's delinquent tax roll for properties with 5 or more years of unpaid taxes. These are ghost houses, owners who vanished, died without heirs, or simply walked away decades ago. The county publishes this list for free every single year, and most of you are too busy paying rent to notice a free house.
What? Hold on. You said go Go look for the delinquent tax roll. Let me go make a quick Google search real quick.
Yeah, man, because we look at it, bro. You would, if you would get a house for free, you could maintain it as far as like
tax roll.
Yeah, you could definitely maintain it as far as like taxes and shit like that go. What the money you would have spent it, right?
Yeah, I had been sharing them little videos too.
Yeah, I fuck with her. And this somebody else, because the original dude that do it used to be sitting down at a computer and shit.
Hell
It's the same voice and everything.
Hell nah. Like I went to the website. Look, I'll even let y'all see. Look, I went to the website and like, nigga, it's delinquent, nigga.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's true.
I can download the list.
Yeah, boy, download that list, man. Cause check it, right? Even if not some motherfucking get it to live in it, to pop off a resale type shit. You go get a contract together, right? And then get that shit out there and have somebody else pay the motherfucker holding payment.
I know some of these places. That's only for the 10. You can straight slide up in that motherfucker and take their shit. Wow. Look, here go, nigga. This a lot. This a law. Let me find out. Nigga, y'all be host for 700.
It should be real, bro.
I'll go buy this shit tomorrow.
Yo, it should be real, bro. Feel me?
What?
Word, get that shit, clean it out real quick. What it's gonna take? What? How long for the? I don't even know on the tax lane. It probably gonna take like a couple weeks for that to go through.
Nah, this can't be right. This ain't.
You feel me? And then you would probably have somebody up in that bitch in like a month. You feel me? Renting that motherfucker. Move on to the next one.
Bruh.
Or sell that shit dirt cheap. Start a home, nigga. 70 bands. Like, as is, nigga.
That's crazy.
Oh, God, nigga. 70 bands, as is, nigga. Somebody gonna take it. More than likely, a flipper gonna take it. For 70, they put like 50 in it. Know what I mean? Sell it for motherfucking close to 2. 180, some shit like that, depending on how big it is, you feel me? Still making money. Shit, $30,000 is a lot of money. They be looking like, oh, you spent 150, you only made 30. Like, only, that's 30,000, not $30, nigga. Like, right. You feel me? Like, what are we talking about?
Right, 70 more, nigga, that's 100.
Right, like, what are we talking about right now? Like, that's motherfucking actually, like, you see potential over there, cuz?
Nigga, that's a car, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you see potential over there, cuz? What's going on? Might need to do some.
That's heavy machinery. Nigga, that's some heavy machinery, nigga.
You might need to get in a car and do some drive-bys and shit real quick.
County publishes this list for free every single year, and most of you are too busy paying rent to notice a free house sitting in your own zip code. Now, file a quiet title action in your local courthouse. For under $500, you're asking a judge to declare you the owner because no living person is claiming the dirt. Send a notice to the last known address. You already know nobody's home. Next, wait for the notice period to expire. When no heirs show up, walk back into that courtroom and let the judge hand you a clean title by default. You just summoned a 6-figure asset out of thin air for the price of a used iPhone. Finally, cover the back taxes for pennies on the dollar and flip the property to a cash buyer for $150,000.
Hey, Charles, ain't that what I just said? What the fuck are you talking about? Bro, that's the move.
Hold on.
And word is born. Still stay in the apartment, bro. Like, overrated.
But you got to find the ones where people are already dead, though. Like, how do you find that shit?
Now you gotta look at the last owners. Like, the only thing you can go off of from the rip, will be old people names, right? Shit like that. And then you
so not the ones with the LLC.
Cross-reference the name with the local newspaper obituary. They gotta be a certain age if they bought the house back in, you feel me, 1970 something, 1980 something, you feel me? So you know they gotta be a little older, like, you feel me, type shit. But nobody buying houses at 20.
A lot of names on here. There's a lot of names on here. Let me see what some of this other north side. There we go. Okay, there's some man. Maybe that's a church. Oh, that's a church. They only hold a rack.
There's a church on there? Church should owe no property tax, right?
You say Inc. I mean, shit.
Oh, the business.
I want some shit on the north side, man. Damn, man, they are like $3,000 on they shit.
Put it up, man.
Seeing the house though, I like seeing the property.
You gotta look at the houses that people owned them for like 20 years, type shit. You feel me? Shit like that. So that kind of puts you on the ballpark. You know what I mean? For motherfuckers that's old enough to have probably passed or whatever.
Let me see.
I thought about doing some shit like that. Went to maybe something from foreclosure and shit, turning it into something.
Put it up, man.
See, that was right there, only $700.
$700.
Yeah, to own the land.
How long the last owner had that shit for?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to pick one of these to be the model. Okay, here go. Tony Claudia, whoever the fuck this is. They only owe less than $1,500. It's like was it 25?
But click on it and see how long they owned it. It should tell you all that.
No, it don't. It just give you the case.
Oh, you're gonna have to probably go into the records and put that case number in and all that shit, the docket number and shit.
Oh, the land. It says it's the land tax number.
Yeah, you gonna have to run that shit through the You could probably run that shit through Zillow to keep it 100.
That motherfucker through Gemini.
Yeah, you could probably do that. Find whatever on the record.
Hey, y'all be sleeping on Gemini.
No, I just be going for like, oh no, Zillow broke it or certain shit. You feel me? Like, be surprised or how quickly you can get some shit together from Zillow. Oh shit!
Let me see, status of taxes. It already found the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Let's see, 2003. Oh, so look, I'm just to show y'all. Okay, so you know, all I did was copy and paste that, right, and just dropped it in there and hit Gemini with it. And you see what he already came up with. Bang, 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 bang. Right? Right. Late 1990s. Okay, so then I said status of taxes. And we went into this. Status delinquent. I didn't have to go to none of that shit. I ran it through Gemini, nigga. So let's say Lakewood right now, and if I had 5,000 niggas, 7,000, 6,000 nigga, I could fucking buy that shit right up under this nigga.
He alive or he deceased?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Locate deceased owners of properties. I'm gonna just get right down to the kid in the booty and see if they do it. Yeah, cause no shit. Duh. Okay, y'all already fucking knew that. Properties that have been in probate for more than 20 years. You see that? Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
It says identify zombie estates in case.net. It said many properties have estates that are open decades ago, but never reached a final settlement. How to search? Go to us. Okay, it says search perimeters, select Second Judicial Circuit, St. Louis. I guess they talking about case.net. Case type probate. Look for cases with a status that is still open or pending, but with filing date from 2006 to earlier. If you see a case from 1990s or 2000s that does not have a decree of distribution, the property is likely sitting in legal limbo. The St. Louis Probate Division maintains a specific index of older records. Pre-2000 record estates filed between 1890 and to May 31st, 2000 are listed in historical probate case index. All right. Yeah. It says you can access these records via probate resource record room in the civil courts building on Tucker. Many of these properties have been sitting for 20 years, plus because the original executor died or the heirs have moved on without finishing the process. Yeah, it's a lot of this It's a lot of property like that here. A lot of property here like that.
It's probably like that shit everywhere.
Delinquent tax list. It says, let me see. See what it takes. Oh, nigga, I gotta just put some shit in there. What about damn? What's that one property? Let me see. Let me look for some shit. What is something? You know what I'm saying? See, over here in Naga, we be doing shit, nigga. While y'all I don't know nothing about this shit. Hold on, let me find this you did real quick. Hey, Ruben. Ruben. Keep going. Oh, damn. My bad, bro.
Now, like, you pulled me up and like, I don't know, my shit had restarted and dropped me down, so I came back with the back. But like when I come up, thought drop down.
I was gonna tell you to play the some of them joints that you been dropping. I ain't had a chance to listen to them yet.
All right.
You mind sharing?
Let me see. Yeah, I'll say a couple on. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen now whenever you
Alright.
Accident killers. They some accident killers. They some accident killers. Accident killers. Blind heat, street sweeps, innocent blood spillers. They some accident killers. Accident killers. Accident killers. No aim, just shame, innocent soul stealers. They some accident killers. I be thinking to myself, man, who raised these niggas? Where the government must pay these niggas. I'm a king like some pawns as they play these niggas. They never learned to fight, so they spray these triggers. Another random shootout drops some innocent victims. The apple's right in front of you, how the fuck did you miss them? Shooting in the crowd, man, that's bad business. The baby don't deserve it, why you shooting around the children? Bullets by themselves don't discriminate the victim. And even when you get them, now you dead, nigga dissing. Instagram flexing, making songs about the killing. Let's see if you a gangster when your ass hit the prison. Cause most of these niggas only gangster with a glizzy. You burn them from them and I bet they straight bitches. This motivation is what gave me that premise. They don't see the target, they just see the closing both eyes while they letting glizzy blast. No discipline, no honor, just a hand, leaving blood stains on the side where the children used to stand. Accident killers. Accident killers. They some accident killers. Killers. Cold hearts, dark hearts, innocent soul stealers. They some accident killers. Accident killers. Broad day, wrong way, graveyard fillers. They some accident. You call yourself a star when you're hitting the wrong man. Got the city in a with a reckless battle plan. You ain't hitting what you're hitting, you just hitting what you can. Now chalk lines on the pavement where the neighborhood began. Is that power in your palm or just a coward with a gun? Look at what you've done before you out here on the run. Free code done got thrown out the window. They used to kill your nigga and would leave you as a widow. Now they killing whole houses just to show they mean business. Wild gunfire, we all potential victims. Last week they killed a lady who was minding her business. pulls up, hey grandma visit. Not a clue in the world what was about. The shit unfolded in less than a minute. Shots rang out from the window of a Civic. It wasn't meant for grandma, but she went to the kidney. She was a diabetic, so she bled out quickly on top of the quilt that she didn't get to finish. A hood tragedy, accident killers. Another hood tragedy caused by accident killers. Another hood tragedy caused by accident killers. They don't see the tar, they just see the flash. Closing both eyes while they letting glizzies blast. No honor, just a heavy man. Leaving things on the sidewalk where the children used to stand. Accident killers. Accident killers. They some accident killers. Accident killers. Blind heat and blood spillers. They some accident killers. Accident killers. No aim, just shame, innocent soul stealers. They some accident killers. The Reapers got a list and you're just adding to the names. Playing with the iron, but you're losing at the games. Bullets don't have eyes and they don't care about your beef. All you leave behind is a legacy of grief. One day it's your sister or your mother or your son. That's the price you pay when you're a coward with a gun. Accident killers. They just some accident killers. Accident killers. Niggas just some accident killers. Accident killers. They some accident killers. Accident killers. Accident killers. Accident killers. Accident killers. You niggas just some accident killers. Accident killers. Accident killers. Accident killers. Blood over wine.
Yeah, if that sounds familiar, y'all, that's because it is, you know what I'm saying? I just added a little bit to the hook, you know what I'm saying, and ran that thing through AI. But it's a song I recorded about 2-3 years ago, you know what I'm saying? That Accident Killer.
That shit tough.
Hold on, let me find another one. Hold on right quick.
Slow stabs, gold plated, so weight that protagonistic absence. Independent, paper stacking, fact checking the past to our future inheritance. But when the proximity closes, the oxygen thins in the thick of the atmosphere. Two apex predators playing one sector, friction is visceral, vivid and clear. You got that boardroom authority, I got the concrete grit in my DNA stride. But two identical charges create a tectonic divide where the egos collide. It's a pathetic, violent convulsion.
Tough, boy.
Two of the same metals scraping together, just sparks of destructive ass rage. You can't summon the thunder without the rain, let the sky bleed. You can't claim if the valley is leveled and stripped of its seed. The cosmos is screaming the blueprints of primal design. To set resistance and forge an alliance. It's that magnetic attraction. Polarized souls pulling it.
Hey, that's it, boy.
The centrifugal pushing the pole. Let the ionic charges decisively click. Synergy's more than a sum of the parts. It's a spiritual alchemical trick. I am the bedrock, the ironclad fortress. You are the fluidic high voltage flow. Submission isn't a fracture of failure. It's the kinetic power that lets the seed grow. Now we a singular monolith crushing the mountains that stood in our lane. That's that attraction, a lethal great bond that's filtering out the weak and the vain. Yeah, let the pressure stabilize. It's the law of the labor, the pulse and the marrow, the science etched into the bone. Two separate infernos channeled together to melt down the gold for the throne. Flip the polarity, strip off the armor, let the ego dissolve in the heat. Now the circuit is closed, the bypass is blown, and the power is fucking complete. Now the turbulence vanished, traded for thermal intensity, raw and refined. You lower the drawbridge, let the defense diminish, leaving the trauma behind. When you soften the jagged edge steel of your spirit, I finally function as the wall. To cage the intrusive, to weather the siege, and to catch every shard if you fall. See, the paradigm lied to us, fed us a script where we mimic the other for gain. But a magnet is dead if the poles are the same. It's a paralyzed, motionless chain. Now you lean in the slipstream. I'm the black iron anchor that's holding the storm. Two sovereign entities fused in the kiln of a lethal and unified form. You can't summon the thunder without the guttural rain and let the sky bleed. You can't claim the summit if the valley is leveled and stripped of its seed. The cosmos is screaming for structural shift in the blueprints of primal design. To pivot the static resistance and forge an alliance that's truly divine. It's that magnetic attraction. Polarized souls pulling airtight and hollow point tight. When you surrender the struggle and anchor your orbit, the universe aligns in a light. Kill the centrifugal push and the pull. Let the ionic charges decisively click. Synergy's more than a sum of the parts. It's a spiritual alchemical trick. I am the bedrock, the ironclad fortress. You are the fluidic high voltage flow. Submission isn't a fracture of failure. It's the kinetic power that lets the seed grow. Now we a singular monolith crushing the mountains that stood in our lane. That's that attraction, a lethal grade bond that's filtering out all the weak and the vain. Yeah, let the pressure stabilize. It's the law of the liver, the pulse and the marrow, the science etched into the bone. Two separate infernos channeled together to melt down the gold for the throne. Flip the polarity, strip off the armor, let the ego dissolve in the heat. Now the circuit is closed, the bypass is blown, and the power is fucking complete. NGA. Blood over wine.
You know what I'm saying? We apply this magnetic, electromagnetic shit even to your love life. We apply this shit to everything. Like a world order, God is light, light is electromagnetism. You heard?
Nice.
Oh, I got one more. Let me find it.
Yeah. They want us at each other's throats, huh? Divide and conquer. Same old script, different century. But I see the wires, I see the puppet strings. I ain't tripping, I'm standing right here. Listen. They built these walls high, tried to starve the pride out me. Systemic trap said, hoping you would doubt me.
Red lines and headlines painting me the villain. While they counting up the profits off the blood we spilling. They want me in a cage or pushing dirt under the willow. Want you crying long, clutching on a cold pillow to provide a myth. Yeah, they snatched the plate away. They didn't call me deadbeat when I couldn't find a way. But I'm a student of the game. I peeped the blueprint. They want our legacy erased, not a single footprint. Trying to turn my queen to my rival, that's the play. But I'm breaking every chain that's standing in the way. I'm still standing. It's a psychological war. Look at how they frame it. They give the pain a name, then tell us we should tame it. But the love is the armor, the truth is the weapon. Every step they try to block, I'm still standing, still stepping. They want the king against the queen, the brother against the sister. The world's a cold storm, but I'm the one who missed the blizzard. I'm standing tall, 10 toes, I ain't folding. Through the propaganda and the lies they upholding. I see you, I got you, I'm holding the line against the whole world, baby, you and me are mine. Don't let them tell you I'm the enemy. Don't let them tell you you're alone. They want the house divided so they can claim the throne. But we the foundation, we the stone. Media got the cameras aimed, looking for a slip up. Wanna see us argue on the screen, watch the grip up. They promote the martyr, tell you that you're better off without the very man. They work to see us headed off to the precinct, to the yard, to the early grave. Then they wonder why we out here acting misbehaved. It's a zero-sum hustle, crumbs off the table, trying to make us think that loving us is just a fable. But I'm deprogrammizing, waking up the spirit, the frequency of hate, I don't even want to hear it. I'm reinvesting in us, that's the real revolution. Family is the answer, love the only execution. I'm still standing. It's a psychological war. Look at how they frame it. They give the pain a name, then tell us we should tame it. But the love is the armor, the truth is the weapon. Every step they try to block, I'm still standing, still stepping. They want the king against the queen, the brother against the sister. The world's a cold storm, but I'm the one who missed the blizzard. I'm standing tall, 10 toes, I ain't folding. Through the propaganda and the lies they upholding. I see you, I got you, I'm holding the line against the whole world, baby, you and me are mine. Don't let them tell you I'm the enemy. Don't let them tell you you're alone. They want the house divided so they can claim the throne. But we the foundation, we the stone. Yeah. Static in the air, but the signal's clear now. You see me, I see you. They tried to turn the sun against the moon, but we still make the tides move. Unbreakable. I ain't going nowhere. Still standing. Still us. NGAI.
Yeah, I had to speak to my people on that one, you know what I'm saying? You know, I speak for my people, all my soldiers that are out there still standing through all the bullshit that we, you know, that we face, you know what I'm saying, in this society, living in this society, just being who we are, you know what I'm saying? That one for you, you know what I'm saying? If you still standing out here through all that shit, that one for you. Brothers and sisters, let's get it together. We can't keep this divide going. We can't keep perpetuating the divide between the black woman and the black man. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit we got to work out. You dig? But I ain't gonna lie. In order to work that shit out, we're gonna have to address some uncomfortable truth. You know what I'm saying? And I could take my licks, but can y'all take y'all licks, sisters? Because this next one came from the idea based on the fact that y'all financial demands from us have kind of began to outpace the actual financial market. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, by y'all not being on the market, y'all not seeing that this lifestyle that y'all want, you know what I'm saying? It's not impossible, but we got to work to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we got to work and get that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all want to live like it's a bull market when it's actually been a bear market. We in a fucking recession. Might be a depression right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but y'all demands through the roof like it's been a bear market for the last 10, 20 years when that ain't the case. You know what I'm saying? At least I don't have a problem with y'all financial demand, but at least let that shit match the actual financial market. So I'm gonna get into that.
the numbers, baby, the math ain't mathing. You want a peak return while the whole world is crashing. I'm looking at the chart, see that blue line dip. But you have an endless list of demands, girl, you tripping. You want that 20% growth steady and straight while the market's in bear mode. You can't even wait. I was the one to build the foundation, the floor, but you're chasing a ghost, always wanting for more. You see a millionaire on the gram and think that's the norm, while I'm out here holding it down, braving the storm. You want the harvest without the season of rain. You want the glory, but you won't share in the pain. Oh, you're delusional, thinking the top is a constant state, trying to find it to dream on a volatile rate. The market is cycling, it's up and it's down, but looking for a king who can always wear the crown. You threw away the real, chasing a line on a screen. Delusional, baby, do you know what it means? Oh, the gap is getting wider, the conflict is deep. You want a lifestyle that the numbers can't keep. Inflation on your ego, recession on your soul. You lost a good man trying to get straight to the goal. 2026 and the bar just keeps rising, but you're overlooking the man on the horizon, the one who gave you the world piece by piece. But you're signed to a contract you'll never release. You want a hedge fund life on a paycheck heart, watching a divergence pull us further apart. I'm a blue chip soul in a pump and dump era, but you're looking for a God in a vanity mirror. You see a millionaire on the gram and think that's the norm, while I'm out here holding it down, brave in the storm. You want the harvest without the season of rain. You want the glory, but you won't share in the pain. Oh, you're delusional, thinking the top is a constant state, trying to finance a dream on a volatile rate. The market is cycling, it's up and it's down, but you're looking for a king who can always wear the crown. You threw away the real, chasing a line on the screen. Delusional, baby, do you know what it means? Yeah. The gap is getting wider, the conflict is deep. You want a lifestyle that the numbers can't keep. Inflation on your ego, recession on your soul. You lost a good man trying to get straight to go. It's better with two incomes in this market, y'all tripping. Better get it together. NGF, blood, oh.
Yeah, man, that's what I've been working on, you know what I'm saying?
That shit's
It's
tough.
my talent. Been taking my talents to AI, you dig?
That shit's tough, bro.
Let me go. Let me see something. I like this one here. I like it because this one here kind of deep, and you know what I'm saying. It's like this is how I see the times, man. This is why I see our near future going, you know what I'm saying? And we slaves to a lot of the conveniences that we have, you know what I'm saying? And that shit could work to our detriment. So this song kind of touches on that.
System failure in 3, 1, 2, 1. Yeah. Look at him. Lost in the globe. Digital shackles, man. Wake up.
They got you scrolling through the gram, looking at a ghost while the wolves at the table, toasting to the host. You beefing with your brother about some red and blue lies, while the suits in the high rise are plucking out your eyes. They feed you gossip, keep you thirsty for the tea, but won't tell you that the water ain't gonna be free. You a lion in a cage, but you acting like a sheep. Hating on a neighbor while the real monsters creep. Distracted by the diamonds and the rappers on the screen, while they stripping every resource, keeping pockets clean. It's a magic trick, homie, look at this, don't look at that. While they building up the guillotine and skinning off the fat. The grid is twitching, the lights are flickering low, but you too busy checking status, putting on a show. The Wi-Fi drops, then what you gonna do when the delivery app ain't coming through for you? They got us fighting for the scraps, blind to the throne, clicking on the screen while they take away your home. Modern day slaves with a high-tech chain, dopamine hits just to numb up the brain. The elites at the top, they just laugh at the war while we dine in the streets, never knowing what for. Wake up, get real, get your hand off the mouse. The fire's at the door and they locked in the house. You can't eat a light, you can't drink a post. In a week without power, nothing but a ghost. No signal in the sky, no GPS to guide, nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. You think you're tough cause you're typing in the comments. Wait till the grocery store is looking like a monument. Empty shelves, dry taps, not a calorie in sight, and you don't know how to start a fire in the night. You traded your survival for a just-in-time delivery. Now you're standing in the cold, shaking in your misery. Can't plant a seed, can't fix a leak, can't even read a map. Trapped in a world that's just a digital trap. The elites, they got bunkers, they got seeds, they got grain, while you're out here arguing about who's more insane. They divided the block, they divided the soul. Total chaos is the only way they keep in control. The grid is twitching, the lights are flickering low, but you too busy checking status, putting on a show. The Wi-Fi drops, then what you gonna do when the delivery app ain't coming through for you? They got us fighting for the scraps, blind to the throne, clicking on the screen while they take away your home. Modern day slaves with a high-tech chain, dopamine hits just to numb up the brain. The elites at the top, they just laugh at the war while we dine in the streets, never knowing what for. Wake up, get real, get your hand off the mouse. The fire's at the door and they locked in the house. You can't eat a light, you can't drink a post. In a week without power, you're nothing but a ghost. No signal in the sky, no GPS to guide, nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Yeah. Dependency is a death sentence. They want you weak, they want you distracted. Put the phone down, spoil up. Learn to breathe without a machine, or the screen goes black for good. Blood over wine. Screen goes black.
Yeah, man, that's what I've been on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause Because that shit that's all talking about is right there. It's right there. It's like we like an incident away from that shit being reality. You know what I'm saying? And we like for the most part we stuck in this goddamn phone. You know what I'm saying? If we're following no covering events and on that phone, we get dumbed down and dumber and dumber and dumber the more we click on that screen. Crazy. I know you got something up your sleeve over there too.
I got my stuff on my phone and it's dead right now.
All right.
It's doing all my shit on my phone, man. I sure wanted to share some music. Shit. Let me see what I got my stuff on. I got my whole shit.
Wow, they go get baby girl in a few minutes. I know it's gonna be over with once I go get my little baby.
I'm traveling. I'm traveling so alone in the darkness. Just 'cause it's no love don't mean that I'm heartless. I'm a traveling soul, see my light in the darkness. Till the Lord call me home, I must keep on marching. I'm a traveling soul. Strong, conquer the weak, the intelligent conquer the strong. But the one who patient proves all them wrong. Straight shots of honey whiskey makes the rough places smooth. Not shock them and all about life unfold. Or what you gon' do, pistol play or kung fu. Just shut up all the way the fuck up and do what you gon' do. Either get it back in blood or sue. When you look in my eyes, you see a man or a thug in suit. We can bang it out, Ken and Ryan, merit of the wisdom. 'Cause I'm in love with the truth. If it's slugs, bring enough for your troops. Straight from the bottom like blood on boo. I'm traveling so alone in the darkness. Just 'cause it's no love don't mean that I'm heartless. I'm a traveling soul, see my light in the darkness. Till the Lord call me home, I'ma keep on marching. I'ma turn. I'm traveling so alone in the darkness. Just 'cause it's no love don't mean that I'm heartless. I'm a traveling soul, see my light in the darkness, until the Lord call me home. I'ma keep on marching. I'ma turn.
Regular Army unit that would take this route. Their rules of engagement was different. Our rules of engagement were if you shoot at us, we're gonna fuck everything up. But the regular Army at the time, if they were getting shot at while on route somewhere,
okay, so you know we got our own going
right now.
You know what I'm saying, dream team, you know, like as far as our nigga leadership, black leadership, right? I wanna nominate dude right here, right, as the war chief. I want him. I will run with him for Minister of War. defense.
Oh yeah, man. Look, I ain't much got to watch the video. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
for real.
this guy right here. Yeah,
That guy
him.
right there. Yeah, him. You definitely get a
Yeah.
nomination. Yeah.
Yeah, he get, you know what I'm saying? He gets a nomination for me.
Yeah.
And like I said, we want to hear from the audience. Like, I mean, for real, like out there. Who do y'all think, like, as far as leadership goes? Like, we need to get us like a little tier thing going. So let me see. We got of course, I'm always gonna go with Gary Chambers and Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's a good one. Gary Chambers right here in Baton Rouge, man. He putting in work, like, for real. Been a long time.
I'm cooking up something real quick. Let me see. I need some basic shit. Let me see. Let's see what shit is. Damn.
Yeah, like earlier you was talking about that propaganda though, yeah, but they definitely been shooting propaganda our way like a motherfucker. Like Iran been shooting propaganda, specifically the nigga.
So let me see what we gonna do. Take a picture. Do something real quick so we can get this fantasy roster put together.
And to Iran out, if you're listening, you know what I'm saying, we understand propaganda, not, at least Naga do, we understand propaganda. So, and we're flattered, you know what I'm saying, but you have to keep in mind that we're American. We are American. Keep that in mind.
Okay, so here we got we want to see basically stop shaking this real quick. All right, here we go. You see this, cuz?
It's loading up. There you go.
Okay, so of course, you know what I'm saying, our shit, it's not gonna be let me see, I think we can actually write down some notes right here. Okay, yeah, we could jot it down in the notes. Okay, so for the president, we say it's gonna be the HNIC, right? The HNIC, or I like to call it the NICO or the HNICO.
Right.
Alright, we got the head English in charge. Alright. Nico for short. You know what I'm saying? Nico for short, right? So then we got the vice president. You got the Nico, and then you got the Nico. And then you got the Nico. Nico, right there. You got the head nigga in charge of operations. Right? So then, all right. So then we got the Secretary of Labor, man. What we calling that?
Secretary of Labor.
Yeah, we got the president and the vice president out the way. That's the Nico. Nico, that's the head nigga in charge of operation and nigga in charge of operations. Now I know a lot of people gonna be like, "Oh, y'all use a nigga, yeah, whatever. We don't care."
Nigga, we'd never ignorant that getting goals accomplish society. Yeah, we nigga.
Well, and then I want people to understand that Nico or Haniko is actually the title of a Native American king or chief. So I mean, do your research. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate, we American. You feel what I'm saying? So what we gonna do with Secretary of Labor, man?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a nigga name for that shit. Like,
Secretary of Labor, we need some.
That's what we got to sit down and find on.
Yeah, I mean, shit, that's what we're doing right now, man. We gotta sit down and think, man.
We come up with a title for each one of those positions.
Say what?
We can sit down and come up with a title for each one of them positions.
So Nico, let me see. We got we can go, we can keep going. What we got? Secretary of Health and Human Services, Secretary of Treasury, Defense. Let's do what you want to do with Secretary of the Treasury.
We gotta think of some nigga that go finance and shit. he wouldn't be a bad suggestion. I don't know if he'll get nominated, but I think it'd be good.
Oh,
Master P.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Master P and Dr. Clark Anderson.
Yeah.
Damn, nigga, I didn't think it was gonna be this hard.
Yeah, I suggest, you know, I had to think of a nigga, you know.
Yeah, I mean, come on, I mean, it's a different name, but like, when you gotta come up, we could just let me see for I'm gonna put out there. I think I do like Mike, Killer Mike.
Yeah, I like him too. It's like I'm trying to think what role or take advantage of all of his talent.
Who?
Killer Mike.
No, that's why I said for head nigga in charge or for vice president.
Yeah, because he is like, yeah, when it comes to the culture and shit.
He's a politician.
And he's sharp too. He's sharp. I
and
like
he
Killer
speak
Mike.
out, you know what I'm saying? Who else we got? I got Gary Chambers up there. I got Killer Mike up there. But you said Master P for Treasury though, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he you know, he a good businessman. So I like somebody who good with business, like finances and shit, to be in that position. And you know, that's the niggerish nigga I know that you know who been clean so far. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of these other motherfuckers ain't been as clean, you know. He's still a nigga.
I'm just gonna put him up here, even though I know he's not African American. Ibrahim Traore. Like, I mean, if I had to have my pick, like who I think would be the best president or the best representation for African Americans as far as like being progressive and all this type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Pan-African all day long, you know what I'm saying? Hardcore leader, nigga, he bought them hammers, nigga, he strong as a fucking lion, nigga, gentle as a dove, nigga, like all that, nigga. So that's what I'm saying. I think that nigga perfect, like, for leadership. Who else? Of course, I would want him to be the head nigga in charge, and then all the rest of them niggas, you know, Gary Chambers, Killer Mike, and all the rest of them, they could fight for vice president. But he my first pick, even though I know he's not American.
Yeah, he's a powerful symbol though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a real powerful symbol.
I'm trying to think who else. What about Secretary of Defense? Most definitely. What's his name? Nick.
Yeah, the Reaper.
What's his name? Nick Irvin. That's his name. Nicholas Irvin.
Nicholas the Reaper Irvin. Yep. Nicholas the Reaper Irvin. Yeah.
I got him for defense. Attorney General. Attorney General. Attorney General. Who will you go for Attorney General, man?
Damn, I wish Cochran was still alive.
I know. Well, I mean, I would want him for defense. But Attorney General. Attorney General.
Shit. Attorney General. All I gotta think about right now is Ben Crump.
What?
Ben Crump.
Ben Crump.
Yeah, that's the attorney that seemed to be representing all the niggas in big case.
How you spell his name?
BENCRUMP.
Crump.
You know the nigga. Yeah, Crump. You know.
Secretary of Interior. I think that
y'all niggas might not.
Yeah,
I'm about to say y'all niggas might not like me for this shit, but I say Candace Owens.
Okay. I like that. Okay. I fuck with that. Candace Owens. Interior. Secretary Agriculture. There's so many people for that. I mean, shit. There's so many people for the agriculture thing, man. Like that. Like we would have to like go into like some serious compare and contrast for that, because it's a lot of people who do really good at agriculture, and I mean real good. Let's see. Let's find out. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got you. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna say any of the founding members of this organization. Hold on. Let me show you. Any woman from this organization who started this organization. Sisters of the Soil. I fucking love that name. Beautiful black women.
Nah, for real.
It says this woman, her name Edna Lewis. She's known as the Grand Dame and Grand Dion, I guess, Doani of Southern cooking, revolutionized how Americans and the world felt about Southern cooking by combining her knowledge and adoration for gardening, foraging, cooking, and Black history. Lewis created a lasting legacy transforming the culinary art. That's Edna Lewis. She was born in 1916. She's brave, man. Who remembers now? Let's find out who remembers this now. Let's see. You know what? We're gonna go by the damn spirit, cuz. How about that? Let's see. We got Edna Lewis, Karen Washington, Seneca. Oh, look. Huh. Okay, what about this one, cuz? Check that out. You peep that?
Yeah.
Peep that?
That's as good. She got my vote.
Hell yeah, nigga! And you see this shit?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Crystal Wilkinson. Let me see, poetry. Okay, I don't see too much in there about agriculture. Okay, Dr. Cindy Ayers Elliott. Ooh, she got 68 acre farm agriculture in Jackson, Mississippi. Distributed.
Oh man, you know we kind of partial to that Mississippi River water.
Right. Okay, so she sound promising. Although I I mean, I would have to look into what the hell is this? What is that? Can you give us a check on that, cuz? What's this?
These are agrarian evangelistic.
Right.
But that ain't no religious extremism.
What is it?
I don't know. My first time hearing that one.
So, what else we got? Okay, yeah, I don't know, but her shit's short, but they put this in there for a reason. Whatever that is. Okay, so let me see. Oh, she got some more shit. Okay. You see that? She know the money. She could be a nominee for treasury.
Treasury too. Yeah.
I'm finna throw her in, man. She up there, bruh.
Yeah, draw in there for treasury. Yeah.
You say what?
Draw in there for treasury too. Or you about to draw up there for ag?
You say for president?
For treasury.
Okay, throwing it up for treasury too.
Yeah.
See what else we got here. That's amazing. Okay, so let me see. New York banker, she moved back home to her home state, Mississippi, trading in her high heels for work boots. Began operating her farm dedicated to growing an array of fruits, vegetables, raising, goat meat, cattle. Okay. She collaborated closely with USD, of course. Okay, great. So she know all the good. She know all the people. Okay, she got Kellogg's and some of them baby eating motherfuckers behind her. Okay, Dr. Cindy Believe. Okay, so yeah, I like her. You got Allison Dahomey. That almost sounds like Dahomey. Is she Dahomey? Let's see. 20 years of professional service in key areas of executive leadership, project management, business development. She has spearheaded four business endeavors. Latest, okay, so she looked like she a good look too. But I actually like her areas in executive leadership, project management, and business development. Because that's some old, let me see what's
right.
That's some like Department of Commerce, Department of Energy, Urban Development. There you go.
Now, not only that, that fit the goal of niggas. I don't know about the niggas that listening viewers might know, but these niggas, our goal is urban development and business acquisition and creation.
You got Ruth Canada, small home farm. Carolyn Jones is the CEO of Mississippi Minority Forming Alliance nonprofit. Okay, so she up there too. Oh damn, see that? Oh man,
Sister girl got 200 acres of cattle farm, huh?
She bossy. Maybe she is fucking in the league. I ain't just saying it because she got a lot of money. I'm just saying that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Carolyn Jones.
Nah, then it's like she on some nigga shit, you know. So I see the CEO of Mississippi Minority Farmers Alliance and shit.
Right, killing the girl.
The black farmers.
Right, and it say what it say? It says she supports new and disadvantaged farmers on stability, sustainability, land retention, financial management, and community development with a bachelor's in paralegal studies and over 20 years of corporate paralegal. Man, that's what's up. Carol has also in the farm review. Okay. That's what's up. Damn. Okay. Like, yes. Yeah, man. She a powerhouse.
Yeah, stood out to me too.
Yeah, she a powerhouse, bro.
She was 19.
Her Carol, and that other what's the other girl name? Dr. Cindy Ayers. They hit. Let me see. Distinguished as a food historian. Okay. That's cool. Okay, here we go. Taju Adisi Ferrara. Ooh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would have, you know what I'm saying? I would have nominated General Russell Honoré, you know what I'm saying, for second. But
like that. I would fuck with this person right here just on some culture shit. Like she doing Black Fiber Textile Network. Like that's needed. Like wow. We got another doctor, Dr. Veronica Womack. She spent 20 years political science. Man, 20 years in higher education and political sciences, rural researcher, and Black Belt region supporter. What the hell is the Black Belt region supporter? What is that? Let me find out they talking about the Bible Belt. You know, we got to do our little research real quick. Oh, yeah, man. Look what they talking about. Ain't it the same thing I keep saying?
Right.
It's the same shit. These are all ancestral land. These are the lands that is properly owed to us. Everywhere where you see that red at, man, that's all us. This is us. This is nigga shit. I want to say all of Florida too. Shit, all of Florida and Louisiana for real. All that should be ours. The Black Belt, right? Boom, right there. That's it, right there. That's
the Black Belt, nigga.
The Black Belt. I like this. We're the niggas is adopting this. We're adopting this right here, the Black Belt. We are fucking taking that. We're not taking it. We're latching on. Ooh. Okay. So we had encyclopedia.pub, whatever, right? And this is called the Black Belt, and they got in parentheses the U.S. region. The Black Belt is a region of the southern United States. The term originally describes the prairies and dark, fertile soil of the central Alabama and northeast Mississippi because this is the area in the 19th century was historically developed for cotton plantations based on enslaved African labor. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all niggas. This is our shit. This is what's old, bro. This is what old, and this is this is part of the Black Republic. This is the Black Republic that we're talking about. All these
right.
The same. It's the same place. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying either give us the Black Belt or give us Venezuela. Yeah, give us the Black Belt region or give us Venezuela. It's about the same amount of area. It says the term came associated with these conditions. It is generally applied to a much larger agricultural region in the southern United States, which was characterized by the history of cotton plantation agriculture in the 19th century and a high percentage of African Americans outside of metropolitan areas. The enslaved people were freed after the American Civil War. We was already free. Baby.
Right, that's the part that I tell you about. They were fighting niggas, you know what I'm saying, the Negro Indian Alliance, you know what I'm saying, which was the Black Republic right here that we be telling y'all about.
Black Republic, that's what I'm saying.
That's who Andrew Jackson and all of them motherfuckers was fighting. Stayed and you know what I'm saying?
That's probably the only reason why they freed the slaves in the first place, because they was fighting them niggas down there. So they went and got some niggas of their own. Diabolical, bro. Diabolical. During the first half.
I mean, it's the same play. It's the same thing they did during the Revolutionary War when they went over to the British side. You know what I'm saying? The British put them niggas on. They turned around and did the same thing. Well, we gonna get some niggas too.
Mm-hmm. It says during the first half of the 19th century, as afterwards, their descendants making up much of African American population in the United States. During the first half of the century, as many as 1 million enslaved Africans were transported through the sales of domestic slave trade to the Deep South in forced migration to work as laborers for the region's cotton plantations. After having lived enslaved for generations in the area, many remain as rural workers, tenant farmers, and sharecroppers after the Civil War emancipation. Right, because it was all land to begin with, nigga. What the fuck? What fuck thing we moving for? Beginning in the 20th century.
For real.
1970, 6 million black people left the South in the Great Migration to find work and other opportunities in the industrial cities of the Northwest and Midwest. Right, but they not telling you like this is really the 6 million black people who left the South in the Great Migration. They gonna tell you that it was because of looking for work. The only reason why they was looking for work is because the Klan and the rest of them crackers burnt down all them people's shit. They burnt down all that stuff. They destroyed all of it, so there was nothing to go work to. There was no work because the white man had destroyed it all. That was the problem. And so all of those 6 million black people left and migrated into the cities that all of the major cities that you see today. And we left our ancestral homelands and came up north. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just saying we need to be fighting for our grandmama's grandma.
Right, because you got to put it in the context, man. You had like you had black British colonial Marines all through the Black Belt. You had runaways from the plantations running down throughout the Black Belt. And you had indigenous tribes throughout the Black Belt, and you know what I'm saying, this wasn't actually part of the U.S. colonies at that time. You know what I'm saying? So our presence down here, whether on the plantation or free, go back beyond, you know what I'm saying, the United States being ratified into a nation. You know what I'm saying? Go back before the Emancipation Proclamation and all that fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? It go back further than that. So, and this is who they was fighting. They had to invade those lands and annex them, and that's part of the history that they don't tell y'all. They don't put that out there, and they try to make it as if, you know, it wasn't as widespread, or they didn't have as many numbers on the opposing side as there actually were. You know what I'm saying? But once you get into the literature from those times of what was being documented, then you'll find the truth and the real of what was actually going on.
Yeah, man. And so again, like I said, this right here is just more proof of what we're saying as far as you know, the South was our land, like that was the main land, right? And then you had our capital, which would be Haiti. Haiti would be our capital.
Like for example, you know what I'm saying, when you go to looking at the Revolutionary War,
Fort Negro, so that would have been the capital, but they destroyed it. So it reversed back to fucking Haiti.
Yeah, it makes sense that they would have had former colonial Marines there that didn't go down into Trinidad. So they try to make it like they all went to Trinidad and all, but you know, and they downplay the numbers. And when you look at the history from, you know, as told by America, but when you look at Britain, the way Britain tell it, you know, like, man, as soon as we hit the shore, it was like we instantly had 20,000 niggas who had
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, you know where that video at? Let's play that shit.
It's on YouTube, so I just don't know the name. You know, I think you just gotta look up the black colonial marine, the British colonial marine. Yeah, they were like 20,000. We was greeted by 20,000 niggas running up to us, free.
Shout out to Red Coat History. Y'all go out there, like, share, subscribe to them. You know what I'm saying? They out here dropping a real American history, real black history. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I just want to put this out here too. Like I said, in order to be American, like, people think like, oh, in order to be American, you have to join the British Marines. No, in order to be American, you have to be an African American. You had to be an African American who was fighting and escaped slavery. Like that's the prerequisite. Whether you join the Marines or not, I mean, it's what it is. But
that's kind of irrelevant because they all kind of ended up mixed in the same pot.
Yeah. So American. When you say American ain't something separate from African American. It's just the proper nomenclature for our group of people, right? Our proper name would be American. Merikin. American. Not American, but American. That would be our proper nomenclature if you want to go with what we are properly called or known as Americans. You know what I'm saying? Or maroon. Maroon American, American maroon, or just American, or just maroon, like either or. But that's who we are. And the reason why I say that is because we're something different. We're not necessarily African. We're descendants of Africans. Right? Our ancestors come from Africa. We've been here for centuries. Some of us been here longer than that. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We are homegrown Africans here in America, called Americans. We're Americans. But I'm gonna play this. And that's what I'm saying. So like, if you want to talk about African American territory, it would look something like the Black Belt, Haiti, Haitian Island, down to Trinidad. Down to Trinidad, like that's what our lands would look like. If that make any sense to anybody, like what our traditional lands should be, the Caribbeans, Trinidad, Caribbeans, Haiti, Florida, all of that shit in between. Everything in between those two spots is our shit.
The unit was something of a force multiplier. Men who knew these battlefields well. They were highly motivated.
Yeah, it's low though.
The fact that they were even fighting for the British instilled fear in the Americans, who were very worried about a slave revolt behind the lines. And not only were they an important part of the British war effort, but their descendants still make up a unique ethnic group in the West Indies today. And stay tuned to the end of this episode to find out how some of the survivors of this unit continued to fight against the Americans even when the war was over, underneath the Union flag.
And that's the part I'm talking about. The reason.
Right.
Okay, and this is what we telling people, like, okay, he said they continued to fight the United States even after the war was over.
The war was over underneath the Union flag.
You see what I'm saying? Like you got to understand the reason why they kept fighting, because the war was over for the British. Nigga, we were still at war. Right. They opted out because they didn't want a second Haitian revolution happen on a 100 times scale. So that's why they bowed the fuck out. We were still fighting. Niggas was still fighting. Like I said, after the British pulled out, the Native Americans stabbed us in our back, and they left.
That's why I turned aside at. That's why I turned the side eye at their ass when they abstained at that UN vote. Fuck you gonna abstain? You know what I'm saying? Because this the history that I got coming for Britain, America.
Okay, let's crack on with today's interview. Author Matt Taylor has been researching the Corps of Colonial Marines for a long time. There's a link to his book in the description below. All about?
In my opinion, of other people's opinion, it was essentially an imperial war by the United States. It was an expansionist attempt to capture land, what we now call parts of Canada, with the intent of kicking British influence out of North America. And that would remove a major limit on the Americans' ability to expand across the continent. Internally, the Americans sold the reasons for this as being, well, they were very confected. They were real events, but they were turned into like a political anger machine to justify the war. Impressment of American sailors. There's the economic effect of British embargoes caused by the much bigger Napoleonic War going on in Europe. But this was all, I say, very confected. The US was unprepared for this war because it wasn't a national project. It was a partisan one. A faction within Congress and within American political life was expansionist and wasn't fully supported by everyone. everyone, but they had the numbers in Congress. They pushed through a vote for war, and then the wheel just turned. The political wheel just turned, and they were set on a course for war that they were unprepared for and didn't have the numbers for, and that meant their initial pushes into Canada all failures. Yeah, they had the classic idea that these people welcome us as liberators. Didn't happen that way. I think the Americans imagined that they'd be able to score some quick victories, knock the presence of the British government out of Canada, and we'd sign that away because we've got a much bigger, scarier war to deal with. As it turned out, that wasn't going to be the case.
And am I right in thinking that a lot of the fighting, particularly in those early engagements, was done by small local militias raised locally in Canada and so forth, and they dealt with a lot of the fighting against those early American attacks?
That's right. I mean, it's actually kind of, I'm going to use a very unusual form of words here. In Canadian nationalism, this is very important because the resistance to the American invasion was largely made up not of professional soldiers. There was only a tiny number of professional British military in the 2 Canadian provinces that were our colonies then. It was local militias. It was allied Native Americans who had their own reasons to fear being left alone on the same continent as the United States. There was also a bit of foreshadowing. There was also free black people who'd escaped America by various means, including descendants of those who left in the American.
Okay, so boom, right there. You hear what he did?
Y'all heard that?
Right there, right? It was free black people who escaped. They're already Americans. That make them Americans already. They're already Americans. They're already Americans because they escaped and they're fighting against imperialism.
And we ain't even got to the formation. And we ain't even got to the formation.
It's because you're fighting against you. You're refusing to go down in flames. You feel what I'm saying? It's the hope.
And we ain't even got to the formation of the British colonial Marines.
Revolution, and of course, lots of Canadians were proudly descended from loyalist Americans who left. So yeah, it was a very unique kind of melting pot moment, which created. One historian kind of referred to it as this was a crucible that created the Canadian idea of North American freedom. It's different from America. It's not America.
Yeah. Well, this leads us on nicely because your new book, Black Redcoats, is about formerly enslaved Americans who fought for the British during this war. Can you tell us, how did that come about? How did these formerly enslaved Black Americans end up fighting for the British? What were the units that were formed?
Well, initially, there was no strong British strategy involving enslaved Americans at all. There was indeed barely a strategy. The Canadian governor's plan was to hold several fortifications and wait for a negotiated end. And because we had the war in Europe going on, the British, we fell back on what we were good at. We had naval dominance. So we said in London, they said what we can do is we can put together a fleet. We can blockade the Americans, cause even more economic harm to them. And we were aware it was a partisan war. So we imagined that if we could just turn the screws enough, the Americans, the government would collapse. The president would be deposed, or there'd be an election or something, and we could essentially get out of this war. Well, that didn't really happen. But one of the side effects of this plan was we thought we could put a fleet into the Chesapeake Bay. The Chesapeake Bay in North America, which is like mainly Maryland and Virginia, look out to, is a huge inland sea. So if we put a fleet into that, you've got an almost infinite number of target areas all the way around it. It's a relatively sheltered bay away from the main ocean, so we could keep a fleet there long term, as long as we could keep it supplied. So we sent a fleet in early 1813. What happened initially was our landing operations didn't have massive success. You could only operate in a very narrow littoral area before we fall into the same traps of the American War of Independence. We don't know the ground. The Americans know it better. And also, quite importantly, America is at this point very culturally similar to the United Kingdom, and it speaks English as its main language. It's the perfect place for an impressed Royal Navy man to desert into or British Army person to desert into. So we were kind of trapped in this. We were hitting the coast, but we couldn't push any further in. But, and this wasn't part of the original plan. Out of nowhere, virtually instantly, I think the first British ships arrived in February 1813 in Chesapeake, and I found the first recorded African Americans slaves who escaped from slavery turned up in a little boat at HMS Victorious the beginning of March 1813. And what these African Americans did, they were probably reacting to an oral memory within African American history of all those who escaped in the War of Independence, and there was also again it all gets mixed up with almost quasi-religious concepts of Christ the King across the water and freedom being away from here, freedom elsewhere. So people took their chance and they came to these British ships, but many young men, almost entirely young men, said, I know where on my master's plantation, I know where he's hiding the good food. I know what he's done with the cattle and the resources that you need to keep this fleet in place. And no one knows a countryside like a escaped slave. So I can guide British forces in landing operations to operations in ways that would confound and completely mess up the Americans' ability to resist. And that happened again almost instantly. All British memoirs of this period say that overnight, the effectiveness of British operations was sudden and massive. Alongside these young men directly helping British forces, they're being pilots, because lots of African American slaves were fishermen who would go out in the bay, so they knew the bay very well. So you had ship pilots taking you to places where you couldn't go if you didn't know, as well as men helping out on land. The nearness of the British fleet meant that we also got a large influx of women and children and significantly older people escaping slavery. I mean, it's a common refrain in slave societies that women and children don't run, and that's the lie that they tell themselves is that it's because they're more compliant. It's because trying to run hundreds of miles with kids in tow, with slave patrols and dogs coming after you, isn't worth it. If you just have to make it down to the coast and out to a ship that's literally in sight, it's a lot better. So before we knew it, we had hundreds, and by late 1813, potentially thousands of people just coming and coming and coming. The admiral in charge at that time was a guy called Admiral Warren. He had a bit of back and forth with London about what do we do, how do we formalise this situation. And it's one of these things where we're lucky there was such a long gap between the communications, because London's strategy was very, very limited. Letter of the law, very tight. It was, okay, you've got lots of escaped African Americans coming. Number one, do not induce a general slave uprising. Anything that comes to us, we have to maintain within our control and in pursuit of British policy. There was also kind of a cultural thing about how it was generally assumed that slave uprisings were incredibly bloody, barbaric events, mainly because of the Haitian Revolution. So the British didn't want to be seen as the starter of such an uprising. Otherwise, we'd lose face in Europe. We'd be encouraging a savage uprising. It'd be terrible. So no general uprising, and only people who provide a service can be offered freedom. So people who come and help us take ships in close to the coast, people who guide us on land, only offer them freedom where possible. Try and get them to sign up to the pre-existing black British units like the West Indies regiments, and free. And this is by far my favourite one. My favourite is remember, every single person the British military frees, the British government has an obligation to look after, which has a cost on the public purse. So don't get too many in, because it'll cost a lot of money, which is delightfully bureaucratic and really makes modern British politics me go same old. But literally by the time this very limited authorization arrived in the Chesapeake, the situation had moved far beyond that. There was tons of non-combatants, and in the end, the admiral who became in charge of the operation after Warren, Admiral Cochrane, he issued a general proclamation called Cochrane's Proclamation, which was anyone, and he very deliberately avoided using the word enslaved or black or whatever. He just said anyone who lives in the United States who comes to us to help or not help, you just have to come to us. You can join our forces if you want, or whatever happens, we'll take you away and we'll give you freedom, land, and encouragement in some other part of the British Empire. A massively expansive offer. And there was handbills secretly taken in by African Americans, went back secretly to their plantations to spread this message. But in the end, it was the Americans themselves who did it for us, because they reported on this in all their newspapers with outrage. And again, it's this classic thing where in a slave society, the slave owners are always surprised that slaves know stuff. And it's like, they're literally serving you dinner while you're complaining about what you've read in the newspaper. The information gets out there, if you see what I mean. I said that meant the flood of people just sped up at that point. Again, hundreds and thousands of people over a very tight time period just fled and took their chance.
So at what point then did these people who had fled, were they formed into some sort of formal military unit, which, obviously we now know as the Colonial Marines? How did that come about?
Well, I said the numbers kept on building up. And what the British fleet had done is there's an island in Chesapeake Bay called Tangier Island, which was nice and small and quite relatively distant from all the other coasts. So we took that over and built a fort on it called Fort Albion, named after HMS Albion, which was the flagship. And we were collecting people there, these black refugees as they would become known. And as and when, again, it was very much dictated by our military needs. When ships went back to Halifax in Nova Scotia or out to Bermuda, some numbers of the people there would be taken back and then onto freedom. But there was a consistent hardcore of people who wanted to fight, and who can blame them. So after that first year of 1813, and we had the long quiet winter period, it was decided that let's formalize this, because it can only aid us more. So on the 18th of May 1814 on Tangier Island, 38 young men were formed into what became the first company of the Colonial Marines. And the idea behind this was quite simple. The irregular African American help was bringing so many advantages. We just wanted to multiply that even more. And we escalate the advantage of having people who know the ground by having a unified unit. They can all be massed in, so we can pick, who knows this area, who knows that area. In you come. But also by making it a coherent, uniformed part of the British forces, it was calculated as a propaganda and psychological warfare advantage against the Americans, and a driver of further escapes. And this is where the Red Coat is central to this. From the very beginning of the unit, Admiral Cochrane wrote that it was essential that red coats be found for all the men, to give them a spirit de corps and to appeal to others. And again, you read through some of we have very little primary sources from the men themselves, but we have lots of observation from their enemies, the Americans and the British. For young men who'd often toiled in rags in fields, this was a massive change. You went from being a slave, and like most African American men, throughout most of their lives, we referred to as boys in like the racist language of the time. They went from that to soldiers, Marines, men with uniforms, weapons, pay, and food and drink of much greater variety, including alcohol. Again, alcohol was something that was often denied. I'm sure you'll appreciate that. This is the red coat as a symbol of liberation, not conquest or oppression, as it is many other times in history. In this instance, the red coat turned enslaved men to free men, and that's it just had this massive effect. Armed red-coated men walking onto plantations were they were a living embodiment of the promise we put out as part of our war against America, that you come to us, this happens, you become, and this again becomes quite important, you become a British man, not just a free man. You translate freedom within the context of Britishness, and that's a very strong message to give to enslaved people anywhere.
Did these men receive any sort of training? Do we know how they were officered, what sort of weapons they were allocated? Have you come across that information?
I have indeed, yeah. It seems that in general, it took roughly a month from a colonial marine signing up to their first combat experience. And from what I gather, again, I don't have solid things to work off. I'm working off like one lines in the middle of huge huge like letters from officers here. Yeah, it looks like they had pretty consistent day by day drill and work with quite a lot of one-on-one time, not just with Royal Marine officers. Generally speaking, it was Royal Marine officers from the expeditionary force were just pulled out of the battalion of Royal Marines there and put in charge of the Colonial Marines, but also individual Royal Marines themselves would help and work everybody up. The senior officers, as I say, were mainly from the Royal Marines, but there was also at least one West Indies Regiment officer who he was originally meant to come and try and talk them all into the West Indies Regiment. That just didn't happen. Patton Bree was also there, and within the African Americans themselves, several men were promoted to corporal and sergeant. Sergeant had their own sections to deal with. So within the unit as well, it's not just white officers leading black men. It's finding talented, skilled men. I mean, one good example of this is there was a chap called Sergeant Johnson. I'm afraid I couldn't find his first name, but Sergeant Johnson was an enslaved African American. He fled, joined British forces, was recognized as incredibly talented, and became a sergeant. And in the letters of Vice Admiral Coburn, who was like their on-site commander, he's the only NCO, white or black, referred to as his friend, and he writes really movingly about what a great guy he was. And as an example of the kind of risks that the Colonial Marines took, Sergeant Johnson eventually went undercover. He went back into American territory on his own with the intent of organizing a mass escape from his plantation, which is something that happened frequently. He was, though, unfortunately captured by the American militia, and as best I can tell, he was probably hanged. The other aspect of all this as well, and again, I so far I've told a very positive British story because I'm a British guy and I can't avoid that bias. But this is 20 years before slavery is got rid of in the British Empire itself. So there's a great level of hypocrisy here. Like Admiral Cochrane, who I mentioned earlier, was a slave owner. He had a plantation on Trinidad operating at literally the same time. With one hand he's freeing African Americans, on the other hand he's collecting his profits from his Caribbean plantation. This complexity does pop up over and over again in the context of the Colonial Marines. There is also an interesting observation is that hundreds of ships, Royal Navy ships, were involved in this operation over the course of the War of 1812, and that means that literally thousands of sailors and Marines had encounters and had the joy of being a liberator. And at one point, Admiral Coburn, he wrote to a guy who was running. He was working on Bermuda. There's a man who was working in Bermuda, and he was kind of responsible for figuring out what to do with the black refugees who were arriving on Bermuda. And he wrote like a kind of angry letter back saying, it's costing us a lot of money. We can't find anything for them to do, and they want, they don't want just menial jobs. They want to get on in life, and it's really frustrating. And Coburn wrote back, you should take pride and happiness that you're bringing freedom to people, and that mindset keeps on appearing again. I read a lot of memoirs of people who'd been like teenage sailors during this war, and by the time they're writing their memoirs in the 1850s and 1860s, they're much higher ranked, and they're saying, that was when I became an abolitionist. I saw these desperate people doing whatever it took to get to our ships. I realized that the institution in general, including the British slavery in the Caribbean, it didn't have a future, if you see what I mean. Yeah. So it has this wider effect. It's very interesting.
But now that this unit is formed, now that they're at the disposal of the commanders there, how are they used, and what are some of the engagements that you've read about?
Well, the vast majority of their engagements were small scale, raids, usually at night time. They're not always, particularly after a couple of months, the British dominance of the region really begins to grow. So we're doing more audacious daytime attacks. We're going further inland and so on and so forth. But yeah, so broadly speaking, you've got two modes of employment. You've got the small scale, so they're still being used as guides, but also part of the combat force that they are leading into combat. And an interesting aspect of this, and a really, in my opinion, a really cool and kind of righteous aspect of this, is that very frequently colonial marines would have what I could only imagine was the sheer pleasure of leading British forces to their own plantations to raid them, take away supplies, livestock, and so on, but also liberate their own families. There's frequent. I've got frequent references to, you know, you've got someone with a surname Peregrine, and he leads Royal Marines to a plantation, and suddenly there's 12 other Peregrines in the British lists. If you see what I mean, it must be like genuinely quite magical for them. Also, occasionally, really, like, again, it's the kind of thing that it drips out of the writing. Really intense, emotional face-offs with their former masters. For example, there was a slave owner called William Kilgore, I think it was, and British forces raid his plantation in the night. And again, because this is, in many ways, it's quite a weird war because everyone speaks English, or nearly everyone speaks English, and we're very culturally similar. There's lots of back and forth. Like, lots of Americans would row out to the British ships and say things like, "Are you going to attack my town?" Because, you know, we're happy not to resist. If you know, and you know, there was lots of back and forth intercourse. But in Kilgore's case, the colonial marines and Royal Marines attack his plantation, and some of the colonial marines are former slaves of his who escaped relatively recently. And he has a fantastic face-off with a man I think called Richard, who would later take that surname. He'd be Richard Kilgore. By that, again, you get a lot of that. It's a way of connecting people to the wider family that might still be left behind. The former slave, Richard Kilgore, William Kilgore faces him off and says, you know, "Why are you doing this? I'm not a bad master." You know, no one ever admits to being a bad master. But you know, "I'm not a bad master. You know, why are you doing this to me? This is destroying my life." And Richard Kilgore, who I think was in second company by this point, he does a fantastic thing where he taps his pocket and it rattles because he's got some money in there because he's getting paid, and he says, it's nothing personal, but they're paying me," which is like, and William Kilgore wrote a huge angry letter to an American newspaper describing this entire event, you know, and how unnatural and terrifying it was, and how cruel it was of us to do this to white Americans. If you see, I mean, completely dodging the irony of of the slave saying, I'd be happy, I'd probably want to stay here if you paid me and I was a free man.
Hi guys, so I'm just going to interrupt Matt there for 2 seconds to ask if you can support the show. It doesn't cost you anything. There's 2 ways you can do it. One is if you sign up for the monthly dispatch mailing list, which is at redcoathistory.com/newsletter. You get a free ebook all about the Battle of Isandlwana, and I'll send you a monthly or bi-weekly email just updating on what's happening with the website, with the YouTube channel, with the podcast. The second way you can support the show, which costs $5 a month, is by joining the Patreon. That's patreon.com/redcoathistory. And there I post all my videos and podcasts ahead of schedule, so you'll see them at least a week, if not 2 weeks, before they come out on YouTube. There'll also be behind-the-scenes photos and video and a chance to interact regularly. I reply to messages straight away on there, and I'm always available. All right, guys, let's get back to the content.
That's the small scale. And I say that's also lots of raids on there was lots of American fortifications on headlands, tiny little forts with 1 or 2 cannon, you know, just enough to prevent you pushing up a river or whatever. Lots of nighttime raids on them. Yeah, again, usually using the knowledge of local escaped people to get round the back, use hidden paths and so on. But on the larger scale, units of maybe 50 to 100 men, a full company, they were used almost exactly the same as you would use light infantry in any Napoleonic battle. They were scouts, they were skirmishers, they were working ahead of the main force, clearing the paths, discovering things. discovering enemy concentrations and so on. And when the Colonial Marines when the Colonial Marines in the Chesapeake Bay, when they went into their one large battle, which was the Battle of Bladensburg, they were attached in the light division to all the light companies of the other British regiments involved. But man, that's again because of their local knowledge, and also you can't get away from the fear factor that armed black men bring to Marylanders and Virginians. That's a real psyop on the American forces, because all slave societies are precarious security societies that maintain themselves by a certain level of terror on the enslaved. So the idea that now there's a third force, the United Kingdom, arming them, undermined the American ability to resist in virtually every way.
And talking of the Battle of Bladensburg, then, I didn't know much about this, but in your book, that was on the approach to Washington, wasn't it? When the British famously burned the White House.
Indeed,
and you do say how the Colonial Marines were a real force multiplier. Was that the main reason? Because they just instilled such fear in the Americans?
Very much so. I mean, the Battle of Bladensburg, it's very famous even in the United States, because it's one of the worst defeats ever suffered by American forces, and it was in front of their capital. It was meant to be. It was a larger army than the invading British army, and it just came apart. There's lots of reasons for it, and there was a lot of command confusion because there was a weirdly high number of senior government officials on the field, including the president. The American officers who originally arrived at the scene, they set up a pretty good defensive position on a hill. That was later. They were later told to pull out of that, and they were told to pull back across the river and create 3 lines which were mutually unsupporting, and they divided their significant artillery advantage between these 3 lines. And so when the British arrived at the scene, we had a river and a bridge, and the Americans, they're all on the wrong side of the river, too far away, and the bridge is the obvious tactical point and strategic point. So the Light Division, which was the 4th King's Own, the 44th East Essex, the 85th Light Infantry, and the 21st Scottish Fusiliers, along with maybe 100 or more Colonial Marines, was flung at that bridge, because the experienced officers of the British force were like, we can get across that bridge and into them, it's game over. They can't hold us here like they should have had if they had a slightly better setup. The Colonial Marines and the other light units pushed across the bridge through quite murderous fire, but it was nowhere near where it should have been. I mean, if the Americans had a more competent layout, we would never have crossed that river. But they pushed across the bridge and then swung, from the British perspective, they swung right into an orchard, and that orchard ran almost right up to the first American line, which again is another very terrible tactical position.
Yeah, so they had lots of cover and concealment.
That's right, yes, and they pushed all the way up. And at that point, and again, this is where historians differ. There's the argument is that the American militia units, who are just blokes with guns who don't do this every day, they cracked under the fear of bayonets and the fear factor of Congreve rockets, the massive screaming fireworks of yore, and the army fell apart. But my argument, and it's an argument that others do have, is that at the moment of contact, when the light divisions hit the American militia line, that was when the Americans at that point would have become aware that it's not just Brits who are obviously feared as Napoleonic warfighters. It's African Americans. It's your own coming for you. And at that point, the line directly in front of the Light Division collapses, and the whole army unzips. It's remarkable. The whole army runs and just falls back against not a very large force. And in at least one American account, one American general, Walter Smith, who was part of the Georgetown Militia, which was one of the units that folded, he said, and again, it's one of these ones which kind of disappears down the track in history terms. He said that we ran because
I gotta go pick my up. I'll be back.
On the British side reminded everybody that our wives and kids are at home alone with our slaves.
All right.
So if they're here and they're armed, what's happening back home? And then, quite charmingly, another American officer in his memoirs, he actually blames that on Walter Smith himself. He actually says that Walter Smith spent most of the road to the battles talking about what a disaster